So we have Drew Pinsky and we have Mike Catherwood.
Dr. Drew.
Dr. Drew.
Well, we have the old Loveline boys, but also Dr. Drew is the 16 and pregnant.
Yes. He's the guru.
He's the guru. He's now, Mr. 16 and pregnant, which you know I'm a big fan of. And when I bring up 16 and pregnant, you know what I want you to do? Suck your thumb and shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm going to shut my thumb. Now, I want to just tell the people that Brendan lied to me to my face.
Oh, you want to do this?
Well, we went to get coffee, and I said...
Oh, no, hold on. It started because I said, did you see that snake? Chin, bring up my Instagram. I said, did you see that snake?
Big snake.
Well, hold on. It's a diamondback pit viper
Western
rattlesnake.
Viper. Yeah, pit viper.
I had a legit
Western
herpetologist.
Terrifying.
I'm not talking about herpes.
And you got excited about that, and you were in an excited mood. And I go, what have you seen out there? And you said
coyotes.
You said coyotes. I've seen mountain lions.
I threw in mountain lions.
Mountain lions. Seen coyotes. And I went, and you went, seen coyotes, mountain lions. And you turned and walked. And I went, you have to stop for a sec. You turn around, I go, what'd you say? And you go, I said, did you say mountain lions? And you go, yes, mountain lions, coyotes, and stuff. I go, can we have to stop again? Now look at me. And you go, well, and I go, was it a bobcat? And he goes, might have been a bobcat. I don't know, because they look at you and they run away. I go, okay. I go, so was it a bobcat? Or did you see a mountain lion? And you go, I didn't see a bobcat. I didn't see a mountain lion. I did see a coyote, though.
I said, you can imagine what it'd be like.
It was so great.
But I did see.
It was so great because
I did see a large coyote and was moving. I thought it was a mountain lion, and I just included all the dangerous animals.
You panicked.
Now I panicked.
That's what COVID will do.
But I will tell you this: that first of all, that is the biggest, most dangerous snake I've ever seen in my life.
Shit.
So I'm running, right? Usually my son was with me. Thank God he wasn't with me during this.
Look at it.
I'm running with I listen to loud music, usually Logic, right? I'm doing my thing. I get my short shorts, ass cheeks out the back. Daddy's moving. And I just, for whatever reason, I look to my left and I see this gigantic black diamond rattlesnake. Yeah. And I go, holy shit. And I freeze.
Yeah.
And I take my headphones off because I'm like, it could just be maybe a gardener. It's the biggest gardener of all time.
Definitely not a garter snake.
Right? So,
and it's not a rat snake either.
So I take my headphones off and I hear, and I go, well, that's a rattle.
Not a California king snake. That's a rattlesnake.
And so I went, well, Daddy's just going to run past him because it's 2 miles to get back to my house that way. Or I could go back this way. It's 6 miles.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back 6 miles because I'm exhausted. Third workout of the day.
Sure.
So I'm going to beeline past this snake. And then I got the vision in my head because I've seen too many snake documentaries, movies of that thing lunging out and getting.
Yeah, and you know how fast a rattler is.
They're super fast.
Yeah.
And I'm not that fast.
No.
And also, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Daddy doesn't want to die.
So you're going down.
So you know what I did? I turned back around. Went another 6 miles.
You went 6 miles.
6 miles.
Wow.
I was so scared.
You should have called me because I would have said, listen to me right now.
Bite his face off.
Do a big U-turn around it and just keep going, but you didn't want to do that.
I can't because you have to go in the shrubs. So check this out.
That's a problem.
Yeah, and there
could be another one.
And so I didn't want to do that.
Could be surrounded.
And
could
there's
be a
mountain lions.
rattlesnake.
And there's mountain lions.
And there are mountain lions crouched.
That I haven't seen, but you can imagine that
you can imagine that they're there. So you got to choose between mountain lion and fucking rattlesnake.
So then it's by Whitney's house. I go, check out the snake. She goes, hold on, I'm coming. Old man's coming down. I go, be careful. There's a giant, I said anaconda because I panicked. So there's a giant anaconda. He goes, there's no anacondas in California. I went, my bad. It's a giant black rattlesnake. He goes, where? So Whitney, this old guy, and the other people. Yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
On accident. I panicked, said anaconda because my brain wasn't working.
Yeah.
So then I go, look, I'll show you. I go down. El Snakey's not there anymore.
Oh, he was here.
So dude, check this out. We're all staring over here. I go, yeah, he was over here. And they go, well, where is he? I don't know. Then behind us here. And I went, see everybody, push the old man down. And then fucking...
You pushed him down?
I didn't push him down.
You pushed him into the snake?
I did not.
And he got bit in the face?
He actually gave me a stick.
I like that Theo Vaughn commented, that a serpent, brother. Stay back. Thanks, Captain Obvious.
How scary is that snake? Check this out. By myself, I went, all right, well, I'm going to keep going this way. It's a shorter path. I'm going to take these small rocks, not going to hurt them, scare them.
Yeah.
So I go, hey, El Snakey, you're in my world, Papa. The thick boy's going to handle this. I throw the rocks. They went like this.
Yep.
He did.
And there was a person who wanted to kill it, and the old man said
nothing.
Nothing.
The snake did nothing.
Didn't flinch.
No, he said, hey, fat ass, try getting by, see what happens. Hey, fat ass, do not pass go.
He's been around since the Garden of Eden. He's been around.
Collect $100.
He's been around since the Garden of Eden. He's the one who fucking caused everything to fuck up in the first place. He's the devil. He doesn't give a fuck about your stupid stones. I heard an old man, somebody was going to kill the snake. The old man said, you're not going to kill that snake.
He would not let anybody kill that snake.
Because that snake, we're in his home.
He said, you're in his home. Nobody's touching that snake.
I like that old man.
Yep.
Because he's right.
And he died today on that mountain.
He died.
by that snake.
Yeah, by that snake.
Dude, is that not the biggest
Yeah, by that snake.
Dude, is that not the biggest fucking live rattlesnake you've ever seen in your life? And he's negro?
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, you don't want that.
That means black. How crazy is
You
that?
don't want that. You don't want that.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was so scared.
Sometimes you can get bit in the leg, and what'll happen is the leg no longer works. Your leg no longer works. Your leg dies. Happens to dogs all the time.
Oh, and then they eat you alive.
Yeah, and then they swallow you.
I'm telling you, there's not much spiders don't scare me. Sharks don't scare me.
Happened to me. I saw a huge
Wasps
snake like
don't
that.
scare me. I was scared. This morning I was hiking with my son.
Yeah.
I was scared.
It hits it kind of in a primordial way. Do you know that apes are terrified of snakes? So if you have a chimpanzee or a gorilla and it's around or any kind of simian, any kind of,
They get scared, right?
They see a snake and they scream and run.
It's in our DNA.
And that's why they think human beings have a fucking primordial fear. So a lot of people have a phobia of snakes. They think it's a genetic memory of when we were apes.
Can I tell you this? Because I've seen so many snake catchers just catch them and then hold them.
Yep.
It crossed my mind how cool that would be to do for the
Yeah,
gram.
you got to get behind it. Now that's a pit viper. Now you don't want that.
It's
biting
such
you.
a bad idea.
Oh, it's such a bad idea. Because if that thing hasn't bitten in a while, now sometimes, I don't know if you know this, Brendan, but sometimes when a rattlesnake has just eaten and it injected something with its venom, you might get a dry bite. Believe it or not, you might get bit.
A ghost load.
And a large
load.
rattlesnake might bite you and give you only a little venom because they don't want to lose all their
Now,
venom.
baby rattlesnakes are the most dangerous. You know why? Because they're just like, oh, we don't have any idea how much venom we have. Here's all my venom, and they're more dangerous than the grown.
That guy's so old, he might just give you a dry bite as a warning and go, don't, and you get a little venom.
Now, so I went hiking with my son this morning, and I sent him this video. I said, I tell you, we always look out for snakes, Papa. He goes, I know. And he goes, let's find that snake. I go, we're not looking for snakes. So did you see the video I posted? Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't give a flying fuck about any of these snakes, and he was conducting business.
So
listen to him. Turn this up, Chen. He's on a calculator. Think of this phone.
Okay, bye.
Dude, you got a lot of business deals going on right now?
Yeah, my phone.
Okay, well, dang, dude. You don't seem too busy to hike with your dad.
Yeah, I have taught somebody.
Oh, wow. You got a lot of deals going on?
Yeah, with my phone.
Okay, dang. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man.
You're saying to be quiet because my phone didn't ring.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Sorry, dude. I didn't know you're doing real deals.
Quiet.
he's the cutest thing of all time. That is the greatest video.
He has Moana calves.
I didn't see
big
that.
calves.
Oh,
Gets them from his mama, not me.
that is the cutest thing ever.
How fun is that?
Jesus.
Doing business deals, dude. He didn't give a flying fuck about the snakes. I kept warning him. He goes, Papa, let's find this thing and kill it. I go, no, we're not. What? What are you talking about? We're not going to kill it.
Awesome.
All right, well, Dr. Drew and Mike are coming in.
Let's see him. Let's hang with him. All right. Let's start this podcast. Let's get this going right. Let's start with Mike.
Sounds good.
Hey, Brian, you know what? You want to fucking kick Corona in the teeth?
Yeah, I do.
Do it with On It.
All right. Tell me how.
Well, if we could see, like,
Sure.
right now, Corona's in the air.
Yeah. So don't go to gyms. I
Don't
can't
go to
gyms, dude.
Stay at home.
So give me a reason. Oh, maybe I could do the On It online courses where I get a
On It.
workout.
You talking about On It?
I have it on a gym. I set myself up.
Do you know where my gym's at?
Where? In your heart?
My heart. Onit.com/fighter, 10% off. On It 6 barbell workouts, On It 6 bodyweight workouts, On It 6 kettlebell workouts.
Yeah.
Streaming fitness from your home. You don't need to see anybody. You don't need to talk to anybody.
Dude, try it. It's actually amazing workouts for real.
Oh, some of the
And they're
best.
like 30 minutes and they're as good as it gets.
And then what you do is you do that workout by yourself. You're gonna feel a little down about yourself because
Yeah.
you're all alone, have nobody to talk to. Then you're gonna want to replenish those nutrients. So you take protein powder, not any protein powder, On It protein powder.
the best grass-fed New Zealand cows, sweetened with monk fruit, so your fucking insulin doesn't shoot through the goddamn.
Dude, you want your
roof.
dick rock hard? I don't know what to do for you.
I don't know. Try some elk bars. Try some
That might
omega
help.
protein bars.
Oh, you know what I like to do too when I'm trapped in my house? I like to drink the Fuck Yeah coffee, which has caffeine crystallized.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Kathleen crystallized.
Dude, this.
There's no word for it. You just have to go.
No,
like that
that's
with
how
your
good
fingers.
is this. So I get all hopped up on this super caffeinated coffee and I just bounce off the walls.
Fantastic.
Burn calories.
Yep. We recommend
Save money. Go to onit.com/fighter for 10% off. You're welcome.
we got Mike Catherwood here and Brendan Schaub, of course, and both of whom chew nicotine gum. And much to my surprise, I thought
nicotine gum, dude.
What is it? It's
Nicotine gum is for kids. These are nicotine pouches.
patches.
Pouches.
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 They're pouches.
So you chew them like gum.
No,
No.
You suck on them.
no.
You
Suck
put them in
them.
your
Put 'em in your lip
You
like
put them in your
dip.
lip like dip.
You want one?
No.
These are super mild.
I'm afraid of them.
These are super mild. You
Well,
want
wait. So you put the pouch in. Do you do nicotine as well?
Well,
Jim?
because of Brendan. Brendan
So
gave
now-
me some, and I did it, and I actually felt a little sick. I had like a lot of gas.
It's a really good appetite suppressant.
Yes.
You don't want to eat.
You never want to eat. I once went a whole day without eating about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Why am I not eating? Why am I not hungry? Oh, I have nicotine in."
And it's an addictive substance, but you're saying it's misunderstood because it's not nicotine that's bad for you; it's the tobacco leaf.
Absolutely. Well, and also the additives. Tobacco, the plant of tobacco in and of itself can be looked at as relatively innocuous. It's just like how we put it in our body is pretty harmful, you know.
Yeah. So
The-
how
the
long you been
forms
doing
of it.
nicotine?
Well, if you include smoking and chewing tobacco, fucking 25 years. But I've been doing just plain nicotine, using it as a drug for its advantages, probably like 3 years.
You're an all or nothing motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I'm an
You
addict.
did- Mike got out. Mike's body when he got out of his truck. His shoulders are so broad right
Go to
now.
his
He
Instagram
couldn't
from
be
the chin.
more
Have you ever
shredded.
seen him with his shirt off?
No, he's shredded. I literally go, "What kind of gear are you running right now?" And he goes,
Gear?
I'm
Or are you
not.
from Gold's Gym in
"Yeah,
94?
yeah. Well,
I like that.
I'm
I
a body.
appreciate that.
I
Brian
appreciate
goes-
it too.
goes
I'm a
in.
bodybuilder, so I like to hear gear. You said that. That's it. Look at the body,
That was this morning.
dude. You're a
Doing
muscular
lunges in
motherfucker.
the yard?
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
I got challenged by like the guys at Deuce Gym here in Venice,
Yeah,
California.
good gym.
Yeah, right off
Yeah,
Lincoln.
there- a lot of
Great
good,
gym.
got a
I
lot of
used to
good
train
people there.
my buddy Nick Blauer. I do train with him.
Well, Logan there, he's like doing the walking lunge Wednesday. So
You just lunge around on
20
Wednesdays?
minutes, just as many as you can
People
do.
are so bored.
Go down farther so that Brian can see my real dime piece picture, because I want you to drink that in and tell me what you think.
Your
of it,
body,
man.
you don't need to be any more cut than that. Don't get crazy, Mike.
No,
You're
look,
fucking-
look at him there with his fam, though. You're pretty fucking jacked there, dude.
You're as jacked as you need to be. You don't get better than that. Don't go crazy now. You understand me?
Yeah, well,
I would love to look like that, and I would never wear clothes.
I have had
Look at the back. Is that your back?
That is my back.
I thought that was Mike
Oh,
Safai.
Look at his back.
That's a very big compliment.
Look at your back.
Do you
Is
know
your
Mike?
back is ridiculous.
very well.
Yeah, me too. Mike's great.
There's a lot of like
You know what that
charlatans
is?
and
That back is striated.
there's a little Christmas tree action. There's a little Christmas
got a
tree
Is
action.
that the
Striated
picture you
back.
wanted for Brian, or is there a better one? That's
No, there's a
pretty
there's a
fucking good.
front one. I wanted Brian to see what that I'm actually. There we go. That's the Brian. I want you to drink that in and just tell me what you think of that.
Well, there's a couple things I want to say. Number
Yeah.
one, I'll never be the same. After that,
If I was a
Number
gay man, I'd be all over.
Number two, I am gay now. I thought I was straight. And number three, that might be my tattoo, my one and only tattoo that I'm going to get on my torso.
Dude, you're like Brad Pitt from Fight Club.
That's a tremendous compliment.
That would be the biggest compliment.
Except I'm 4 inches shorter and $700 million poorer.
But you're
not that much
also about
shorter.
40 pounds more muscle than, because he was only about 140 in that.
Yeah,
you know that?
he's a thin
No.
guy.
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
more
no,
than
Bubba.
that,
He
Bubba.
did a podcast talking about it.
140. No,
Yeah.
he had to have been at 170.
He's tiny. I'm
In
telling
Fight
you.
Club?
He was tiny. He got real,
Yeah, well,
thin.
the thing
Dak
about-
Shepard had him, Rob McElhaney on, and they're talking about that's the best body. And Rob was saying, they talked to Brad Pitt. And he said, well, what's great about that, I was so lean. I looked bigger on camera, but I was walking around about 140 something. 147 or something.
That's what people.
Oh, he's got
That's
a
what people
small frame.
really, really don't understand is that on TV cameras or film camera, everything is all about leanness because you're so you're proportioned to the people you're standing around. So unless you're filming a movie with The Rock, muscular size
Yes.
doesn't necessarily matter as much as like leanness because the presentation is all
Well,
about.
Brendan would look like everybody could fit in him.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
too big
yeah.
on camera. Yeah.
No, but if you even notice like The Rock, if you look at The Rock from his WWE days to his like A-list celeb days, he slimmed down a tremendous
He
amount.
got more shredded.
Yeah, because you have to like on
Definitely
camera.
changes
I used to
steroids.
be like in my first real crack at doing some TV. I was like probably just a year or two away from my time in bodybuilding, and I was fucking diesel. But I'd watch myself back on TV, and I was like, I just look like a fat guy.
I know.
You know, like I just
Yeah.
look you just look like a tree stump.
Here's your quote on Instagram after this 9-piece pic. You put, anybody who knows me or has listened to me knows that I don't like to take my shirt off. I would only have my shirt off if I looked like that.
I agree.
I have suffered with crippling body image issues. I've been working hard on it and now I'm mostly trained shirtless. I know what you might be thinking. Oh, fuck off. You're ripped, so you don't give me that bullshit about body image issues. That's the strange thing about this glitch. I'm in good shape, and although I can recognize and acknowledge that, I still felt like my skin was on fire when I took my shirt off. Anyway, happy to be making progress. I'm proud of the hard work I put in.
You're
a body issue, body dysmorphia?
Yes.
Really bad.
Where's that come from? I have it too, really bad.
I don't know. My psychiatrist and I have been really working hard on that because I've kind of, I'm not cured or in any way, but I kind of gotten past a lot of the issues I've had. That's one where I don't know where it came from,
What do you not like? What do you not like?
I have an idea, real quick, B. I have an idea where that came from. And again, it comes from that podcast that Dak Shepard and Rob McElhaney did when they're talking about body image. And they were talking about how they suffer from a lot of body image as well. An armchair expert. All those, Rob he goes, dude, he got really big for Always Sunny. Jacked.
So muscular.
Jacked.
Yeah.
Like fucking huge. And he was saying, even then, I'd look in the mirror and be like, God, I look fat. And he goes, for him, they correlated it back to when he was a kid. And I think he's around the same age as me, a little older. But all our heroes were like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. And we don't look like that. But that's everybody that we looked up to growing up.
There's something
Think of
about
Arnold
that.
Schwarzenegger, like in the Terminator, or Commando.
Stallone,
There's something about that. Like to me, that was like that meant
Stallone
toughness,
and
or that
Rambo.
meant like that's how guys look.
Right, and even a generation before us, that's a really good point. Because like even a generation before us, if you look at like leading men, it was like Steve McQueen and Newman, and they just were really well put together guys.
They're like fit.
Dude,
dads.
yeah.
Like their bodies weren't crazy.
And
You could
something
all
about-
attain that.
Bring up Steve McQueen with his shirt off. I
looks
guarantee
great.
He looks like it's like me.
He looks like Brian.
Yeah, but that's how
He
they
looks
were.
like a really
or you think about
good-looking dude.
You think about Kurt Russell and like Big Trouble in Little China. Like everyone, like
Yeah.
they're like, damn, he's bodied up. It's like,
But-
that's a regular body, dude.
What was the movie where Kurt
there's
Russell
Steve
played a
McQueen. There you go.
cyborg?
That's Steve McQueen.
Kurt
Look,
Russell
Kurt Russell played a cyborg.
or Jean Claude Van Damme.
No. Kurt Russell played a cyborg in some Soldier. The movie was called
Oh,
Soldier,
gotcha.
and he was like a half man
bring him up-
android.
bring him up
He
there,
was
the first picture.
jacked. Yeah,
Yeah, regular guy.
he just looks good, though. That's a really
that's like
pleasing
a
physique.
guy that eats like paleo and he's just like works out
or he's just
2
a
or 3
man
times.
who
He's
works
just a
out.
normal
Yeah,
dude.
They weren't lifting the way
But then Arnold came along and said, "Hold my steroids," and like I grew up with Arnold.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that's in shape.
I was never a big guy. You're a naturally big person, though, so like you look at Arnold and you're like, that's something I could do.
You did that in front of like this.
No, I meant big in a good way. You're 6 foot. What are you? 6'4"? Yeah, I've always been
270.
like not the tallest guy, not even close to the tallest guy. I was an athletic
But
guy.
you're tall, dude. How tall?
He's
are you?
not tall.
5'10". I'm average. I'm literally
say
the
tall.
human. I'm the American
The
average.
average is 5'8" in this
Is it?
country, right? 5'9", 5'8".
I'm 5'10", and by the way, I thank God every night I'm 5'10". My mom's 4'11".
Oh, wow.
And my dad's like 5'6".
Oh wow,
Yeah,
good
so
for you.
you had some-
dude. So how about
5'9"
yesterday?
is the-
So how about yesterday? I go to buy a road bike, and they're barely letting people in. The guy was kind of an asshole at first, but then he got really nice and was educating me on bikes, what I want. And he looks at me and I go, yeah, I looked it up online. I'm about a 61-inch bike. He looks at me and goes, no, you're not 61, man. That's it. What do you, he goes, what about 290, 300? I go, what? He goes, am I off? I go, yeah, dude, I'm like 250. He goes, you're not 250. And then me and him start arguing about my weight. I go, dude, I'm telling him I'm like 55. I might be 260. He goes, yeah, either way, you're not 61-inch bike. He goes, you're going to break that frame. You're too big.
Your
that guy,
frame,
290.
No, but his frame, and Brendan's frame is a natural 260. Your
Well, and-
frame carries
I-
it very well.
Brendan's
That's why he's so
performance
strong.
is like one of those people where it's like it's unfair. Like he came out of the womb being able to deadlift more than I will ever be able,
Oh,
no
dude.
matter how many
It's a
steroids
Oh,
I do.
dude, I know. No, I'm not going to mention names, but I just know from the guys who are like the really good grapplers, the fucking legends. Like I've heard from other people that when it comes, I'm talking about Olympians, when it comes to wrestling and grabbing, and they were good, and they were like, they fought at 205 or they fought at 185 or they might have fought at even heavyweight. When the Anaconda got a hold of him in practice,
Yeah.
the strength was too. I mean, he's very, very technical, and he's got time.
See,
but
I
the
would trade
strength
all
was
that
too
for your body right now. It does
You
nothing
can have
for
that
me
though,
to stand
because you're
up.
so naturally muscular. There's some people that I talk to.
Brian doesn't think so.
No. There's
got
some people
Samoan
that I
genes.
talk to that want. They're like, hey man, how do I get like you? and I feel like a dick, but I'm like, that's not realistic. you're 40
'Cause
and
genetic-
250 and 5'7" and have never worked out.
It's not 40.
That's not. You
It's
know what
not
I'm saying?
40.
Like
Brendan could get that way if he did some Anavar and he did or Wenstrel. He'd need
I need to change
some
subjects
anabolics
real quick. It's on the same topic.
Yeah.
But we need to have a discussion on something that has been bugging me, and I'm not a jealous person. But this is my wife, and this is, and I quote, your name came up, Mr. Schaub, and it wasn't, oh, he's really attractive, which I'd be like, fine, oh, okay, that's fine. My wife goes, oh yeah, he's sexy. Damn, he's sexy. Brian, film. There's something there, right?
That makes me angry.
Right.
Because now you have to have sex with her immediately.
I'm sweating.
I punished her that night.
You gotta punish her. You gotta punish her.
She suffered.
You gotta punish her.
She suffered.
Yeah, you
bro.
gotta punish her.
And
That's
okay,
not
that's
allowed.
another thing because Dr. Drew should be joining us.
Yeah,
at some
soon.
point. This isn't. I'm not. You guys are all about big dick energy.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to let you know. This isn't like me looking out for a buddy here. Dr. Drew is a monster cock.
I've always
got
said
a
that.
monster cock?
I've always
Monster
said
cock.
that.
Ask Corolla.
Oh,
Get his wife on the phone. It's not a joke.
You know,
a
the
monster
words on the
cock.
street, yeah. I've known since the first
and-
time I did
and
Love
well
Line.
put together.
The first
The
time I
kid's
did
put
Love
together.
Line, you brought that up.
He's put together well.
And I've
Drew?
Yeah.
Put up
he's jacked.
My
No,
man
Dr.
Jen-
Drew's jacked.
shirtless Dr. Drew Pinsky.
You and me are the most out of shape guys in the room when Mike and
That's
Dr.
true.
Drew are here.
That's right.
You will
That's
pull
right.
up a picture of shirtless Dr. Drew, and you will. I guarantee you go. That's fake.
No,
He has to be on TRT.
I saw
yeah?
him last time I saw him. I went, "What are you doing?" He's so muscular. He goes, "Just eating paleo, basically."
I think
and
he's
lifting heavy weights.
in his 60s too.
He's jacked.
You have a podcast,
I do. I just started one, man, and
which is what?
I'm really proud of it too. Like I'm really passionate.
Are
about
you
it.
still working with Jason?
No. We Jason. I do his show, Jason Ellis, every Friday. I still do his show, but we were doing a podcast called High and Dry.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just, but you're still doing the show on Sirius XM?
Yeah. Jason's my boy.
I love Jason. Yeah.
Jason's my boy. Like we have a weird, amazing connection. Jason and I do. And I really care about Jason Ellis. He's so misunderstood because he's so fucking tough and so macho, and the exterior is so weird with the head tattoos and the fucking antics.
He's a great guy.
But at his core, like he's one of the most sensitive people I know.
Really?
Like really,
Yeah.
like someone struggling or like a puppy with one eye and shit. Jason's done for the day.
I believe
he's
it.
one of those guys, you know.
He's the nicest guy. Has his career? I haven't talked to him in a while. And I text him when he came because he was talking about how he's bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
Has the viewership on the show gone down, or has that
It's changed.
affect-
It's
Really?
changed, and I
That's
know-
such a shame, man.
But here's
You know,
the
he
thing:
came out and was like, "Oh, I'm bisexual. I like to suck dick or whatever."
for the 10 people,
Those are his words, not
For the
mine.
10 people that go, I'm not listening to this guy anymore. He's fucking gay. Blah blah blah. There's a handful of people, and they DM Jason, and they used to DM me when we were doing High and Dry. There's these gay guys out there that go, I never had someone to look up to that was manly because I'm gay and I'm in the closet and I love MMA.
Huh.
I love fucking hunting. I love
Interesting.
blah 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 blah.
I just love
because
dick.
and it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. But realistically, in the media, you see gay guys as Lance Bass and the Ross.
But there are a lot of
Ross
gay guys.
Pietro.
There are a lot
That's
of gay guys that are
That's a hardcore
dudes.
reference. We haven't
Yeah.
heard from Lance Bass in a while, but you hear like the
A lot of gay guys who are dudes like Jason, like
and
or
for Jason to
bisexual
be
or whatever.
so hard in the paint about MMA and fucking and his fighting and like the guy fought Shane Carwin.
Dude,
he's
he's a man.
insane.
He's a man. He's all
and
man.
he's very manly and lifted trucks and moto and the whole thing to also be open and out of the closet.
First of all, he's a top 15 skateboarder in the world.
He was in at one point.
You're talking
in
the
97, 96.
number one European guy.
He was he was hands down the best in Australia.
Yeah, he's
Hands
the
down.
number one skateboarder in Australia.
Jesus.
Came over here. He's top 5 over
He,
here.
at one point, Jason was top 5 in the world
Fearless.
in vert skating. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, talented guy and the nicest guy.
who's that?
That's his girl.
No, the other one.
When he came out and I saw you saying it was like affecting his numbers, like that's such a. Why would you give a fuck what Jason does in his off time? What's that have to do with anything with the show?
other one.
Because he doesn't talk about it, right? On the show,
He does, but it's not like
know.
he's talking about it like, I was sucking some cock last night. I mean, he just references it.
Oh, does he?
And I think, look, I don't know, and I
a good girl.
I don't like to point fingers and say like, hey, you don't think the same way I do, therefore there's something wrong. But I'm in the same boat as you, where I can totally see the other side of the fence on many issues. How you could give a shit about who you fuck, what other person fucks. I can't even imagine a world where I would give a shit. That's like telling me you're brunette.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
I'd
care.
be like, okay,
Doesn't matter to
what
me.
the fuck, you know?
If you're like, I go home and eat fucking cucumbers.
Sometimes with certain guys have those feelings too, and then they're reminded.
There you go.
Yeah, that could be it. Also, I do think, and I don't think enough credit gets made. Like, people don't make enough of an issue about this. Familiarity is a bigger issue than people make it out to be. I'll give you an example. We were on Loveline one time.
You can take this.
You'll like this one, Chin.
Brian's gonna be distracted the whole time.
We were on Loveline one night, and we get a call, and this guy goes, "Hey, Dr. Drew, Mike, I just want to call because my girlfriend, she was Korean. He was Korean or Chinese, but she was Asian, either Korean or Chinese." And he said, my girlfriend, she moved back to her country of origin, and I found that I really like Asian girls. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. He goes, what do I do? And I'm like, you're gonna have to elaborate. What the fuck do you mean? He goes, I live in rural Ohio, like an hour away from Cleveland. Where do I find one? And I'm from the east side of Los Angeles, which is essentially fucking Shanghai. You know, I grew up, you know, seriously, like if you look at the demographics, I lived in Pasadena area, but a little more east, like Alhambra, Monterey Park. I grew up where more Mandarin than English on a lot of the buildings. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Seriously? What do? I go get a Southwest ticket to Los Angeles, go about 11 miles east of LAX. Your head will blow off your neck.
They're Irvine, yeah.
Yeah, Irvine's another good example. You see Irvine especially.
Yes.
But my point in talking about that is like, there's a lot of dudes in this country who realistically believe they've never come in contact with a homosexual.
No.
And for me, I have to take a step back and go, okay, my life is totally different. It's not that they inherently have some hate for homosexuals, but I think it's human nature. You're kind of a little bit weirded out by things that are different.
Because the unknown.
It's the unknown. And a lot of people, if they just took the time, I wish I could remember the dude's name, but he's a black fella. He was on Rogan's podcast, and he literally
goes to KKK.
Turns KKK members. He collects their
he's
hoods.
He's amazing. But there are guys, I think that homosexuality for a lot of people who come from a religious background, or those ideas have always been threatening to someone who's raised to believe in things like tradition, nuclear family,
the fundamentals of what they believe
the fundamentals
in,
of America. And so that becomes, when they think of like this acceptance of gay marriage and gay stuff, it becomes a bit of a threat to the foundations of the things that they've come to love, the things that they've come to defend. So there's a very deep emotional, irrational component to this. So
but I think in 2020 it's
changing.
Like,
it's changing.
In 2020 it's like, open your mind. Who gives
but they
a
are.
fuck?
But most people are. I think most
I disagree.
people,
I don't know if they
I hear you, Brian, and I think you're right. And I actually do respect that. If you have been taught, if you're a devout Christian or a devout Jew, and you've been taught that it's actually sinful to lay with another man or a woman lay with another woman, I get that. And of course, you're entitled to have that opinion. What I don't understand is how you can then project that into, I dislike that person.
Or that person
because
should die.
look,
that
I
person
think
becomes a metaphor for what threatens them, is what I'm saying.
But wouldn't adultery do the same thing? And people don't have it, like, no one makes a case for like, we should fucking send all adulterers to hell.
The good news is this is changing worldwide. And the proof for that is Steven Pinker did an exhaustive study on this with Enlightenment Now, where you can track these things. You can see the age, because you can do it with Social Security number. You can track the age of what people are Googling. You can get a sense of their prejudicial thinking versus their non-prejudicial.
Is that a good database though? I don't Google racist or gay stuff.
No, but
because you're not racist or
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee there's a lot of people that are like, I hate N-words.
Well,
you know,
so the N-word,
that happens.
the N-word, the F-word, all these words, and not only that, not all the derogatory words for these outliers, these marginalized groups, way down. And so are the jokes.
Or they're on the dark web.
So are looking up jokes that make fun of them so they can send them to friends.
Or do they just DM them to each other? So it's hard to track.
But even when you DM them, you have to look. There's a usually they originate
a database
somewhere on Google or a
Interesting.
joke. But so he did. I don't know the metrics, but that was one of the things they found, that prejudice in general is coming way down across the globe.
Mike, let me ask you,
because we're just too connected. It's just
we're too connected. And you're right. Just getting the chance to actually experience another person that's different than you makes a huge difference, man. It makes a huge.
You can have a
difference,
virtual experience
you know?
in a lot of ways.
Did Jason feel like he had to do it? Because I can be honest, I'm almost, I might be wrong on this, and Jason will tell you, I'm pretty sure he came out when I was on the show. And you and I were on there. He was like, "Yeah, I sucked this guy off," and I was like,
yeah.
I had no idea. I'm like, hey, back.
It was in a movie theater.
You
I think.
sucked that guy off.
I think it was
He
a movie theater.
He goes, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I suck dick.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wow, okay. Well,
Yeah.
And you and I looked at each other. I was like, oh well, fuck, dude, you suck dick. That's cool.
I don't know. I don't know if Jason felt like he had to. I know that Jason was reticent to do it because he knew that it would have an effect on his listenership.
Yeah.
But I think
Did sponsors jump off?
I think no. And that's a huge benefit of the Sirius model is that they kind of sell their sponsorship as a
Package.
right?
I have a theory on all this stuff, like especially with this COVID-19, this the coronavirus and stuff.
A theory on Corona or gay?
No, just on this like whole connected this idea of like what it's like to be somebody else. It's really interesting because we travel so much, we're so interconnected as a globe that everything affects all of us. So whatever's going on in Wuhan is actually going to get to me
Eventually.
Yeah, and so you start. I think that human beings are finding themselves more and more in the same boat and having the same fucking experience. It's really weird that we're all wearing masks. Or a lot of us are, that we're all behaving the same way people did in Wuhan. That's a new phenomenon.
Huge benefits to it, to having a more global view. There are some downsides.
People are going to call me a globalist.
Dowsides are stupid,
What's the
but they're
downsides?
downsides. I'll give you an example. I moved to New Jersey in 2000. And like I said, I grew up here in LA. And I got off the plane and went and tried to make some friends. And I had a pair of Dickies and some Chuck Taylors on.
Hell yeah.
And these dudes looked at my Chuck Taylors and they're like, what are you, in fucking Hoosiers? What the fuck?
Hilarious.
They were all wearing Timberland boots.
For sure.
And parkas and stuff. And vice versa, bring some friends to LA and they're like, what are you, Nanook of the North? What's with the fucking boots and shit?
Yeah.
And there was this cool thing, and it happened with music as well. Like every neighborhood, every area had regional style, had regional culture.
I remember it very well.
And nowadays, street style, fucking
Dude.
every kid's wearing the same.
Because of social media.
Yep.
Yeah, when I was growing up, you guys maybe don't even feel this, but when I was growing up, when I go to Europe, people dressed so differently in Europe. It was a different world. You'd walk around going, bam, fuck. This is when I was like 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You go to Europe, I'd go to France, and people would be wearing shoes I'd never seen and a style I'd never seen and just living a very different life.
All that's out now.
It's all out. It's all out.
It's not a bad term, but the culture vulture, like Japan with denim and their shoes and the
all
Atmos
of it.
collabs, and Nike does collabs over there, and then they're the hottest shoes to get here, and if you have them here.
Now,
But I really appreciated that, though. I mean,
I loved it.
I'd be a little kid. I'd visit, Dallas, and I was like, "Oh, these guys are rocking their style.
I know,
they had
it's cool.
their thing." And of course,
It may be coming back a little bit, Bubba, because with this virus, I think you're going to see way more nationalism and the closing of borders. I think you're going to see the other dark side of this is darker. I do think the United States should be more self-sufficient. I have an issue with China, and I just don't think they're our ally in any way.
No, they're not
at all.
How anyone could even
I think
assume
there's
that is
basically a cold
naive.
war. We're in a cold war with them, but I do think that there's going to be the blowback is going to be let's get way more self-sufficient. Let's 97% of our antibiotics
I know.
made in China, raw materials in China and India.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a problem.
I think when you're that dependent on a country that we can
That steals from us.
I don't know why people are
Communist?
afraid to say this, but I think because they think it's going to be broadened out to be some type of racist thing.
not racist.
But the reality is, I'm talking about the government of China, not
Correct.
obviously not Chinese
They're our
people. Like
enemy. Of
I
course
mentioned before, where I grew up, that was the majority of my friends were not just Asian, Chinese people.
Obviously, it has nothing to do with Chinese.
But the Chinese government is so aggressively fucked up.
Yes.
And I don't understand why people
They are not our
reticent
ally.
to say that. You know?
They constantly the amount of espionage that they conduct, the industrial espionage, that they are always they have an active state policy of stealing all of our technology.
There's a fighter in the kid in China. You just don't know it.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. That'd be
Brendan
funny.
Chen and Brian.
If somebody was smart in China, they would actually.
are doing a
They should do. If somebody's smart in China, they should literally.
Remember my pitch to Fox Sports?
He wanted to do like our podcast in different languages.
And have translators for in Mandarin, in Portuguese,
it's a great
Spanish.
The Spanish one should be like full on telenovela, like over the top,
Yeah.
just like, oye, ¿cómo se está?
I think it's a great idea.
Remember, I did, and they're like, "Yo, it's too much work.
I still
Where are we
think-
going to find these
why?
people?"
You can get a
I'm like,
Mandarin-
"You don't think we can find comics or
Get a
people in
Mandarin
all these other
interpreter.
countries?"
You get a Mandarin interpreter, and you get a Spanish interpreter.
Yeah, I know.
And Drew will do French. It'll take him 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You guys probably have friends. If you asked around, I bet you within just like the comic community, you could find like 6 languages.
100%.
Does
Bang
Drew
'em out.
speak French?
Yeah.
Wow, so do I.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know why?
But you grew up. Did you spend any time in France? Because I know you grew up
I
all
grew
over
up
the
in Lebanon,
world.
so I grew up.
Nice.
You know why Drew's going to be why he's late today? Well, not late. He told me a while ago that he's going to come at around 3:30. Is because he's filming, and I don't know, you guys probably don't give a flying fuck, but it's a big deal to me. He's filming the reunion of
Teen Mom?
Teen Mom.
which is one of my favorite shows.
It's
and I have
pretty
so many
awesome.
questions for him, so
Yeah.
grab a coffee when he comes, B. So
All right.
I'm glad you brought that up because people
Is he
shit
around?
on Drew a ton.
I love him.
Because the people on Teen Mom will act inappropriately. Will act in
What's that have to do with Dr. Drew?
Exactly. I was like, dude, you understand? He spends an hour with them in a studio at the end of every season. He's not their doctor. But on top of that, they don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Those people are fucked up, man.
But
Those
there's a
people
lot
are
of
super fucked
there's
up.
a lot of people who love to, here's the
a lot
thing.
of scripted
You guys both know this.
A lot of it's super. They're
A
fucked
lot
up.
of it's scripted, but a lot of it is their real life. And
Like
these are,
Amber?
these are people that are struggling. They're kids.
Amber
that,
has
who amongst us
a
had
disease.
didn't have problems as a kid, especially when you have a kid as a kid. These are struggling kids, and behind the scenes, MTV offers them exceptional care, looked over by Dr. Drew Pinsky. They will pay for it. Only Amber and maybe like one other cast member has taken him up on it. So
Yeah,
don't
I think
fucking.
Farrah Abrams did, who had awful problems.
She's had some.
She's a killer
issues.
behind
Yes.
the eyes.
Yes,
but,
she has.
Yeah, Amber needs it, but also that's their biggest expense from MTV. It's not their salary. Is the therapy and all that stuff because these kids need all that.
Drew's in a hard place because I think you guys have probably experienced this, but people don't look at celebrities as real humans. They're like a machine.
I got an argument
Dr.
with
Drew's
someone
a
yesterday.
celebrity and a doctor. People naturally, I'm guilty of it. You kind of trick yourself into believing like that's like some
Almost a fake
machine
doctor,
that
yeah.
does things that doesn't a human with feelings and sensitivity, and so you just fucking fire off stuff. It's crazy.
I had a friend yesterday, and they go, "Oh, who's on?" I won't say who it is. You know who it is. And they go, "Who's on your show tomorrow?" I go, "Dr. Drew. I'm excited. I love Dr. Drew." And they go, "Yeah, but what do you have in mind?" I go, "I'm just with the current climate and Teen Mom and stuff like that." They go, "Yeah, he's not a real doctor, but he is though." You keep saying that.
He's a real doctor.
practicing doctor in Pasadena.
Yeah.
he's a legit. That's his full time gig.
He's a practicing-
You just see him on TV.
He's a practicing doctor for over like 30 something years and was hands-on involved in not only my recovery but a lot of other people that you know.
He specializes in recovery.
He's an addiction medicine specialist, and it was so then in 2002 I got clean, hope by the grace of God for the last time. And that was at the time called Los Encinas Hospital in Pasadena. Drew was the head of addiction medicine there. He came numerous times a week to talk to all of us.
Yes.
Sat down, had interviews with us, person to person.
Wow.
And so, like,
You know what the naysayers, what they say, they go, well, a few of it, like especially the famous ones, have OD'd. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that's any rehab center. That's what the odds are. That's going to happen.
Obviously.
People relapse. People die. That's what happens with drug
Anybody who's
addicts.
had experience with people who have addiction knows that there is very little you can do as an outside observer with the best of intentions.
Rehab, the success rate, what is it? It's like less than 2%.
it's not high.
It's
not high.
terrible.
But the
very
problem
high.
with
It's
that,
expensive
the
too,
problem,
man.
and I'm not. I really dislike when people try to present this idea that there's only one way to go about it. The 12 steps worked for me, and I believe in them greatly. But there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, and whatever works for you, whatever keeps you off drugs and alcohol,
Yeah, do it.
I'm all for
Yeah.
it. But I will say the 12 steps don't work a lot of times, not because of the setup of the system. They don't work because people aren't willing to do that.
But it could be
of
any
times.
program. Those people are going to relapse. It doesn't matter who's coaching them.
There was a guy who ran a famous rehab center, and he's an older guy and very nice. I sat next to him on the plane, and I said, I know somebody who has issues, but I think, and I said, but I think they'll get better. They'll figure it out. And he quietly just went like this. He goes, no, they won't.
Yeah, they've
That's
seen
what I
it too
said,
many
and I
times,
went,
man.
oh, fuck. Oh, I was like, what do you mean? Of course. And then it's like,
They've had it way too many
they've got it,
times.
they've got
I can't tell you how many poor people I've talked to, not literally poor like financially, but I feel so bad for these poor people who email me, who DM me, and they're like, my husband or my wife or my kid is an addict, blah, 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 blah. Here's what's going on. And I go, oh my God, this is terrible. You need to do A, B, and C. I'll say, this from my experience.
What are A, B, and C?
From my experience, this is what you should do if you really want to nip this in the bud. And I was like, drop everything today, put he or she, or sometimes it'll be the person themselves. They're saying, what can I do? I have a problem. I'll say, drop whatever. Your family, your job, your schooling stops today. You're going to an inpatient facility for at least 28 days.
What if you can't? What if you lose your job and you're fucked?
That is now there's places around the country where financially that's not possible. In California, you can do it. The state will help you to the extent that now you're not going to get the care.
You're not going to be in Malibu.
You're not going to get the care that Ben Affleck's getting right now. Let's be honest. Of course, you're
definitely not.
But you're getting care. You're
Why
getting
is it so
treatment.
expensive, Mike? Have you ever looked how expensive?
No.
It's so expensive.
$40,000. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So what
for
is
28 days?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So what is treatment? What happens in a treatment center?
Well, in treatment centers that I'm familiar with, like I said, I don't know about all, but in 12-step based ones that I'm familiar with, there's a lot of group therapy. You're in there with other addicts and alcoholics,
Talking.
and the communal aspect of it is so
Because you got people to rely on, and
so valuable. And
They're all fucked up like you.
you have this weird notion. At least I did. I was convinced that my problems were unique. That my problems with meth and drinking were very unique to me. Of
course.
And you get in this world where you see that, oh, that's so not true. It doesn't matter if you are a hedge fund operator working with a $3 billion liquid in the bank, or you're a street sweeper, or you're out of work, literally a homeless person. You have this amazing similarity in experience. And it's so strengthening, and it's so it bolsters your ability to take this on head first. So the communal aspect is awesome. Then you deal with kind of the clinical medical aspect. Then you have to deal with doctors, literal doctors, talking to you.
Because you can't just wean off it, right? Because a lot of people die.
Alcohol is so because it's legal, you can literally walk down the street and get a beer.
I mean,
alcohol is one of the most dangerous drugs to get off. Alcohol withdrawal is commonly fatal. For serious drinkers, daily drinkers for a long period of time. Something about the way it affects you. I'm sure, obviously, Drew could.
If you go 0 to 100, your body just shuts down.
Alcohol withdrawal is commonly fatal.
But going back to what you said about like whenever you think your problems are unique, have you ever felt that way when you're sick? Like I had something, and I went to 3 different doctors because I had staph. And sure, I had MRSA staph. And they were like, I don't know. Meanwhile, the nurse who is the emergency room nurse, had been like around forever, looked at me. She goes, "Let me see that." She goes, "You got shingles, honey." "No, I got staph." She goes, "No, you got shingles." And it's one of those things where I thought I was going to die, that I'm the only one, and they're like, or I had a concussion. Nurse, I'm like, I've got a brain tumor. Something.
Yeah.
She goes, "What were you doing?" I go, "Just jujitsu." She goes, "You got a concussion, honey." And that's always very comforting.
It's very comforting to know that it's very commonplace. Also,
I'm going to give you my phone, Cat, because Dr. Drew will probably text or call.
We hate to admit it because
it's on vibrate.
Americans, this is just my feelings on it, but Americans are stressed. Independence is stressed in us so much in this country. And that's obviously, there's a lot of benefit to that. But the kind of the cowboy, Wild West American ethic is pull yourself up. You do you. You're responsible for everything that goes on in your life. And again, of course, resilience, self-resilience and reliability is huge. But at the same time, knowing that you have a team with you when you're doing this is so amazingly helpful. And I hate to get so corny about it, but it warms you up inside. You're like, oh, I've never met this man. This man's my boy.
But there's a bond.
This man's invested in my
you're in war
health.
together. You're in a fucking. You've
gone through the trenches.
House.
You've gone through the same experience. It's almost like with fighters when you've both been in there. You know what it took to get in there. Mm-hmm. Even though someone got knocked out afterwards, there's this weird bond.
Yeah, and
you both went through the shit.
Cops talk about it where like I came from kind of a police family. A lot of uncles, and my sister married a cop. And even if they hate that dude. You know, like you've been working with this dude that you just don't fucking like him. He's your coworker, and but he's still a cop.
You respect
And they
him.
all have that thing where you're like, yeah, but he's my boy.
Yeah.
You know?
So you
I'm a
go
badge
to
buddy.
group therapy, and then what else?
A lot of group therapy, a lot of
You still do?
I still go to meetings.
I
quite
always
frequently.
ask Theo to go with him to the meetings. He's like, yeah, come, and then it gets late and I don't
Theo
go.
had issues.
Theo's in recovery for a
Are
couple
you
years now, right?
shitting
I
me?
didn't know that.
Theo Vaughn?
I did not know that. What kind of drug?
Cocaine, I believe, right? Was his
I
big
mean, name a drug.
Oh, I didn't know.
Theo
any of
Vaughn?
that. I didn't know any of this.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
spend
he's
time with
recovering.
Theo. Really?
Oh yeah,
and
he's in the 19-step program.
I don't like to
Fuck it is.
talk. I don't like to talk about other people's recovery.
He's
openly,
open about it,
But he's
otherwise
so
I
open
wouldn't
about
do
it.
it.
It's different. But Theo's like really a good example for people. He's a really good example because he's doing the damn thing. Like there's a lot of celebrities, especially that they
High
feel
functioning
like
addicts.
and they feel like they're different. They can skate on doing A, B, and C. I'll do a little bit of D. I'll be fine. Theo's doing the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a certain, and also a big aspect of it for me that's carried over into my personal life is the idea of humility. And I don't want to talk about myself positively. Like it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn.
No, please
But
do.
the one thing I will say that
Is that you have a great body.
that I have a
Huge
beautiful
dick.
body, and that I really
Huge dick.
I really deliver with cunnilingus.
Good.
But
Money in the
also,
bank.
and I'm happy to eat a butt. But also, I can't judge. I can't look at someone who is doing anything and go, I'm going to look down on you, because I can remember very distinctly living on the streets, having nothing going for me, being an utter piece of shit, looking through carpet just like this one on my hands and knees for fucking little teeny
Kernels.
specks of rock, and then finding putting it in with clearly dust and people's foot shit, and I'm
Sure.
like, "Who? I got to smoke." There's a fucking.
Well,
little
I call that
teeny
dedication.
Wow.
And so I was like,
Damn.
who am I to judge a guy that doesn't pay his child support, or does, you know what I'm saying? I go.
Does your wife have any addictions? Does she struggle from it at all?
My wife, I wouldn't say she has any addictions.
She's never
My
been
wife
through a program?
definitely had drinking issues
Does
when
she
she was
still or
younger.
no?
No.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
Yeah. No.
I wouldn't ask him if
my
he had.
my wife's incredibly great. I mean, I think that's why we love each other so much and are so close. Is that my wife's not one of these people, and Brian, you could speak to this, especially in Hollywood, because my wife is an actress. You're almost conditioned to be kind of protective of your image, and anything negative
sure.
that could put some vulnerability towards you. It's probably not a good thing, but my wife's really good about like talking about like my wife's struggling with being 43. She's just turned 43.
That's so
And
tough for
she's
females in
not
Hollywood.
And this
doing
fucking-
well.
She's gorgeous though.
this
My
town-
wife's beautiful. I love my wife, and she's everything I could ever want in a woman. I mean, she's
She's right here. Come on.
Come on out. Do you, because your wife struggled with maybe some drinking issues, and obviously you had an addiction, do you worry about it with your kids? Because like my girl, because we've had some, I don't have any addiction problems.
Besides nicotine, kratom, and
working
whiskey,
out,
and
kratom, whiskey.
Yeah.
But if I drink at home, it'll put her in a bad sour mood.
It's not that I worry. My wife, and I want to be clear. My wife doesn't have any clinical drinking problems. But what happened was my wife was very shy and was kind of not like the popular girl in high school. And then she moved to California to move to Los Angeles to become an actress, and almost immediately hit it big. Well, she was in a major motion.
Hey,
Dr. Drew. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
elbow.
Let's touch cocks.
Are we in?
Hey, if you didn't get corona from the Teen Mom kids, you'll be fine here.
They were all by Skype.
Oh, only Skype.
Yeah, no. You're the first humans I've been around.
Are
well,
we
welcome.
in violation of Corona distancing here right now?
We are.
Yeah.
Two of us are.
Okay.
But we've been having sex for a long time. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
He's all- yeah.
Look at him wiping down everything too.
I know. My,
He's
my
a
wife,
dog.
I
Let's
had to
get-
promise
Let's gangbang,
her-
Brian.
Hold on.
Brian,
I had to-
Brandon, obviously hold him down. Brandon will hold him down, and Drew, I'll spit on your cock, and
I had to promise my wife. I had to promise his wife too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
That
she
you would.
tell
That
you?
you would. I've been Purelling my hands religiously.
And not touching my
I'm
face.
a hand
This is
Nazi now.
Clorox.
Don't touch my face.
Don't touch your face. That's
Yeah.
the main thing.
Okay.
And this thing can't touch.
it's so
your-
hard for Brian to not touch that beautiful face.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's-
I was gonna say I like to showcase it like this, but
How was the Skype, Dr. Drew? With the
It's really good. It's
I'm a
actually really
huge.
good.
I was telling these guys, I'm a huge Teen Mom fan.
Oh, no, okay. So
Huge.
it was a proof of concept with Kate that we could do this by Skype, and it was really good.
It went well.
Very well.
Because those things are usually, a bit of a. You're just. It's like
shit show.
It's like you're wrangling cats.
Oh, yeah.
Someone
Oh,
would get
no.
upset.
Some
the
of them.
mom would come, or the ex-boyfriend would come, and then it's like
How about that
emotions
young
run high, and they walk off, and then Drew's like, "No, don't. Come on." That's that in a nutshell.
He's a real fan of the show.
Oh, yeah.
He
Oh
was.
yeah.
I think Amber has some real problems.
I know, but we've been dealing with that since she was 16. And people, one of the things that people don't take into account
Bring
is
up the
that,
cast for me, Chin, so I get the names.
is
right.
that being pregnant at 16 is sort of a marker for mental health problems.
No, it's great.
People don't
It
think
is.
about it that way, but it's oftentimes there's
Really? Or
oftentimes-
I just figure it was kids having sex and just
yeah,
being
it
stupid.
happens. But they all knew. It's just kind of a marker. I'm not saying it's an absolute symptom. I'm saying that it's like you add that to a couple other things, and it's like, all right.
Because when you go through all these kids, clearly a lot of them have some mental issues.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Kaylin, quit having kids with different
I know.
dads.
How about the young and pregnant group? That new group?
Oh, my
When I tried
God.
to talk to them,
Nuts.
It was pretty intense.
I love it. I like the drama. That's why I watch. Brian, it is a shit show.
Yeah, I can't
And
watch
I love it.
I can't watch it because I get stressed.
I get too.
I'll tell you what it did.
I get too depressed to watch it. That my teen mom is Bachelor. Okay, that because I can eat. I feel good about myself. Going, that guy's a fucking dick. Fuck
But you know what this show did, though. I knew it would. Is it helped? It really was a aversive conditioning against pregnancy.
Yes,
Oh, is that right? Is that true?
Since this came out, the rate of teenage pregnancy
No.
dropped like
There's
crazy.
two academic studies that show the higher the viewership, the lower the teen pregnancy rate.
Wow.
Oh, because their life is basically a shit show.
Yeah,
Wow.
Because they're struggling,
it's like
man.
me in a box going, "Don't get pregnant" doesn't mean shit. But watching people they can relate to, going, "Oh my god, I don't want to."
What a fucking what a service.
But then there's a success story because you look at like Chelsea and
Chelsea, yeah.
there's some other girls who they're beasts. They're like legit
They
moms
got it
beasts. They
together.
have
Yeah, they got it
businesses.
together,
And
yeah.
but the
Kate
common
Macy.
theme is for sure Macy. But the common theme is they have strong men with them.
Okay.
Well, but never the baby daddy.
Never the baby daddy.
original baby daddy. Ever.
Because he's 16.
yeah,
Who's
those
that?
guys
That's
take
what's
off
happening in my
immediately.
life.
You imagine being a dad at
let's
16.
let's shift
Gonna raise
over
a
here.
lizard. A lizard.
Wait, real quick. I just have to get this in for my wife's sake. We were talking about my
Oh,
wife
sorry,
and
man.
her issues when she came to Los Angeles. My wife, like I said, she was kind of like not. She felt like not popular, and she felt like she was she had some self-esteem issues.
She's introverted.
and she moves to L.A. and gets in acting, and then she's in Bring It On. Like boom, she was in Bring It On, and then
Was she
boom,
in
she
Bring
was
It
in 10
On?
Things I Hate About You. And so she's like, all of a sudden, thrust into this weird world where she's hanging out with actual like big celebrities and going to these clubs and drinks are
Gabrielle
flowing, and
Union.
she just became obsessive about like that lifestyle, and it was hard for her as a young woman to kind of to give that up, but.
She was in Bring It On.
Thus her first present.
My wife was the chick in Bring It On who fell off the thing at the beginning and broke her leg, and she's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll be back."
That's right.
What was the TV show she was on for a long time?
Rules of Engagement with Spade.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like what most people know my wife from. Anyway, sorry.
No, good.
That's good you
Dr.
cleared that
Drew.
up.
Yeah.
And you are a real doctor. We were singing your praises about
you,
how
guys.
you are a practicing doctor, and thank you for everything. But
Thanks for coming in with the
COVID-19, are we overreacting?
At the beginning, I thought we were, and we still may be, but it's working, and we have some projections that suggest it's what we ought to do, so we're doing it.
And
Pretty simple. It's like, and I've said from the beginning, whatever the CDC says, whatever Fauci says, I worked alongside him during the HIV epidemic, and
Oh, you did?
yeah, it was the guy knows what he's doing.
They say
So it just
California is like we're setting kind of the
we're doing pretty well
model.
in
Yeah.
terms of our case fatality
Plateauing
rates and stuff.
stuff,
We're
yeah.
doing really
Are
well.
we
right
going to
now.
have an explosion in the next 2 weeks?
The models out of University of Washington suggest that we're going to peak in about 3 weeks. So we're going to the end of next week is we're going to see how we're doing.
Because it
The
incubates-
question is, I don't understand. Except for doing stupid shit like we're doing today, I don't understand how I come in contact with anybody where I could transfer it. I'm not around anybody.
But that's why we're plateauing. So I don't
Yeah.
get when they say we're going to have this huge boom in
it
3
doesn't make
weeks.
sense.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
it doesn't make because nobody's around anybody.
Well,
except for us.
But
Yeah.
do you see the stats where it shows like H1N1 and all these other different
Yes,
viruses
yes.
that were so much worse?
yes, I had H1N1. It was brutal, and
Me
it killed
too.
40. It was terrible.
It killed so many
It
people.
killed 40 to 60-year-olds routinely, and it killed 500,000 people and infected 1 billion.
And we weren't
And
quarantined.
you don't even know what happened. No one
and-
even knows it happened.
But
It was a
Obama
pandemic.
issued out like a warning,
Yeah.
being like, "Hey, man, we need to."
I had it.
But he
I
didn't do
had
what we
it-
were doing now. He didn't.
My
do
friend
this.
Nicole almost died from it. She was 33 at the time or
Yeah,
something.
it was terrible.
I had it. It was sick. I got better. Watch this. Sick as shit for a week. kept going. I'm like, fuck it.
Oh no.
Then I got better, and then I got really sick again.
How long ago
that's
was
what
this?
happened. That's what happened
When
with
the
this one
pandemic
too.
10 years ago.
COVID can do that too. But let's be fair. I mean, COVID does seem to be more infectious, and it does seem to have a higher fatality rate in risk populations. And technically, I'm in one, right?
Well, in the older population, over 60.
Yeah.
I mean, but
That's
isn't
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why my wife was freaking
it's
out.
really
But you don't
80,
have any
though.
underlying issues.
It's really 80.
Prostate cancer and hypertension. Technically, I'm in a real.
You good, man?
Write it on paper.
But
Huge cock syndrome.
Yeah, I got
but
that
it
too.
still killed a lot of people in their 80s. It's mostly killing people in their 80s.
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly killing older, but it's getting a few. You know,
Not that
it's
that's
going to
okay,
be.
but-
You know, it's going to. Let's put it this way: we lose about 30,000 people to the flu every year, right? 30,000, right? And
I'm gonna send you this. Jim.
and if this is worse than the flu, we should be up around 90 to 100,000, right? So that's what's probably going to happen. And if we do that, if that happens in such a way that we don't overwhelm the system, success.
But H1N1 routinely killed people in their 40s and 50s.
40 to 60. Yeah.
And why?
We don't know. This is the way these viruses are. Why is this one only killing old people? This one has something to do with how it binds in the lung.
How is the hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin
This week, everything's going to be about testing and treatment.
Okay.
And if we do more widespread testing, if we find out that, for instance, more people are immune, or we find out more people have it, they didn't know it, whatever, we're going to learn more about where it really is in the community, and then we're going to learn about therapeutics. And nobody does this better than our country, man. We figure out how to treat stuff, and we come up with good plans and good ways of intervening. And if that, we kill on that. And all the measures of the U.S. healthcare
Don't say kill, though.
that where we rank relative to some other country never takes into account something like this. Ever. We do this. We flex. We get it done. We innovate. We figure it out. And if we can really knock the viral shedding down, knock the hospitalization down, knock the ICU use down, then it becomes the flu.
I need a lot of ammo. I want a well. I want solar. I want a log cabin. I want 2 dogs that are going to bite somebody and warn me of intruders. I want to be
want to be
fucking ready.
You've been talking about that for a long time.
I know I have.
Yeah.
I want to be ready, and I'm not.
Did you get
I got
those
called
stats,
my
Jim?
pants down.
Horse.
Because me and Brian have been, and people have sent me DMs being like, dude, you got to quit saying that this virus isn't that dangerous, and because people listening, you influence people. And
You'll start getting accused of killing people.
Yes.
You're killing people just for raising the issue. How aggressive should we be? That's important. That's
Look
an
at this.
important question. What is that?
This is worldwide deaths from January 1st to March 25th. Coronavirus, and obviously this is going up, 21,000. Deaths by seasonal flu already, 113,000. Deaths by malaria, 228,000. Deaths by suicides, 250,000. Traffic fatalities.
And I think if nothing else, these numbers should help you calibrate your emotional response to this.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I forget.
all that I'm
It's
using it
okay
for.
that the government wants to go to the mat with this and control it, and they feel they need to. Good, we're all doing this collectively. Let's follow our leaders. Let's do what they tell us to do. Follow the CDC for sure, but don't freak out and don't read the newspapers and don't watch cable news.
Don't watch the news.
Because they are just trying
Don't
to
watch the news.
they're trying to spin people in a way I've never seen before.
That's the thing.
That's what I've been
I
yelling
want
about.
I want to stick up for Drew a lot. I do online because Drew was one of the first medical professionals that's in the media that was saying, like, you need to relax a little bit and that the media is
Yes.
being irresponsible about it. People extrapolate that into saying Dr. Drew's saying it's not serious.
No.
And
I always said, listen to Fauci, listen to Fauci, listen to Fauci.
And,
That's all I keep
I've
saying.
seen, like, this is the thing that bothers me. It's like, I'm going to do my best to protect myself and protect my family. I'm going to listen to every single rule that is brought down upon me by the United States government. But the media has been wildly irresponsible, and they have definite, like, we can all
So
agree,
irresponsible.
they're just
Harmful.
They're using
It's
this
crazy.
as an opportunity to save themselves because it was a failing business model up until
Yes.
3 or 4
But why this? What's fascinating to me is how literally don't touch me. What's fascinating to me is now I have corona. But what's fascinating is why this particular virus and I've never seen in my lifetime this kind of reaction.
Yeah.
What happened?
We created a panic. That I could see it coming. When they started reporting on China, I thought, oh my God, they have no idea what they're reporting on. We have no idea of knowing what's coming out of China, what's really going on. Just shut up until we figure out what's going on. Oh no. It's the end of the world. It's the Andromeda strain. Here it comes.
Who was saying this? Was it the CDC?
No,
Was it the NIH?
no. That was my
Media first.
point. Every media outlet you can
Yes.
imagine, and I just
CNN
kept saying,
ran with
"Shut
it.
up, shut up, shut up! You're going to make this worse." And now we've, whatever the
It does
collective
have a
spirit is,
contagion level. That
higher
it's
contagion.
3 times.
Let's be fair. If we just let it fly, it would exceed the ability of our hospital to meet the needs. And this is a serious thing. We've never had anything like that before, right? At least not in recent history.
Right.
And so it's worth making a giant effort to prevent that from happening. And once we're kind of into that effort. And, did we need to completely shut everything down? I think we could have been smarter about it and used technologies and better testing
will
and
next
stuff like
time,
that.
I hope.
I hope. And hopefully it won't be a flu. It'll be something really dangerous. This is dangerous for some people and hard to predict for whom. And it's bad. And let's be fair, it's bad. It's a nasty flu. I mean, if you talk to anybody who's been on a ventilator, been through it, it's awful.
Yeah,
and you
it's
can't, and you crash fast and you get ARDS, and that's a horrible complication. There's lots of lung scarring and problems down the line. And people spend multiple days on the ventilators before they get off, if they get off. So it's a big deal if you crash.
Have you seen some of the footage of the hospitals? If you watch the media, they show just it's packed and it's chaos.
Yeah.
And then you go to the hospital, and it's really not like that.
Well, that's
No.
because they were showing pictures of Italy, not our hospital.
Correct. They were pretending that what
crazy
was
is
going on in
that?
Italy
They
was
should be
going
put
on
in
here.
jail. Those
I
They
journalists
should be held accountable.
Those journalists should be put in jail.
And how about the
You're
people
being
who report? How
irresponsible?
about the
Yeah,
people
I
who
agree.
report couple dies from taking choline or whatever because Trump said so?
No.
That's the headline.
You take one
They took
person,
poison.
and they
you
sell
look
fear.
down and you're like, they cleaned fish tank.
Yeah.
They eaten fish tank cleaner.
fish
It's
tank
like
cleaner. Yeah. Poison.
I just think like this is definitely adding to people's fear. And I'm not saying that's not something to fear, but I do think that
Perspective. You're asking perspective.
Exactly.
It's not
You know?
doomsday. It's not.
Get it and by the way, this hydroxychloroquine really might work.
Yeah.
And if we get some data towards the end of the week, I mean that'll change everything.
will.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I've always appreciated very much your perspective. I listened to it. My sister's obsessed with it. She sent me your thing about going about your business, wash your hands, listen to the CDC. I thought your whole take on the homeless situation when Seth Green, I think his name was
After
saying,
Dark.
well, we got a housing problem. You go, it's not a housing problem. It's not a housing problem.
It's not.
This is a
What was
mental
your-
health.
Right now we
addiction
get
problem.
right now they all have housing.
That's right.
And they're go to Venice.
There's
How's
a
it
ton
going?
of them.
How's it
I
going to
loved-
Venice?
I
No
loved-
homeless.
I live in
Yeah,
I
none.
live in Venice. I know.
Well, there's some in Woodland Hills too.
These are
There's a
all
crazy.
mentally ill, and they have to put them into treatment and into housing. They will not go on their own. And
Yes.
and they're, to be fair, Newsom's rhetoric shifted with this crisis, and he's begun to talk about mental illness and services and treatment. He's just not doing it.
Well,
So, we'll
Newsom
see.
was part of that whole thing about there was this weird, very strange left-wing sort of wall against calling this an addiction and mental
Yeah,
health
yeah,
crisis.
they were just-
they
it's
were
housing,
also
it's housing,
they were
it's
trying to
housing.
blame the economy and
Yeah.
the rich
Yes,
and
yes.
how housing it was a housing shortage, and it was almost this strange thing that they knew the difference.
So
and
no,
I
I
thought to
don't
myself,
think they
well,
are so blinded by their ideology. I went to
well,
the White House
Newsom
and
is Newsom is disappointing. He's a stuffed shirt with his fucking height in his hair. I don't like him. How about that?
I'm giving him a good grade for what's going on right now.
All right.
But I went to the White House, gave a talk about how this happened, how we destroyed the mental health system
wow.
in America, and where they all got belched out onto the streets and the prisons and the nursing homes. That's it. We made no
Well,
provision for
that
it.
was a Supreme Court decision, and I think it
It's
doesn't.
It's pretty complicated.
Yeah,
I
but it
sent
go-
him a
it-
lot of gape pictures when he was in the White House. That's not
Did you?
a joke.
That's such a terrible.
How
That's not a
long ago
joke.
was that? Were you at the White House?
3-4 months ago.
And how was it?
Very interesting. It's really fascinating.
How so?
Well, first of all, everyone around Trump, he has some amazing and smart people
Smart
around
people
him.
around him.
I loved meeting the people in the West Wing, and
Oh, wow.
they are just about what can we do to make life better in America. That's it. What do you think we should do? What do you think? What do you think?
Wow.
Give us some ideas. We're just trying to make things better. They're super enthusiastic.
And did you come
super
with
smart.
ideas?
I spent the whole day with Azar, with Secretary Azar and Secretary Carson, and I fell in love with those two guys.
Oh, wow.
They're amazing.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson is amazing. Me with that.
Physician, right?
Yeah, he's a
Carson.
neurosurgeon. There he is on the
Ben
left
Carson's
there.
a smart dude. He's
Yeah.
painting himself in his house. Whatever.
And he is really working on the homeless thing. He is coming. He until all this went down, he was on his way to really take care of business.
What do you think should happen with the homeless?
There's a series of things need to happen. They need to change the laws around mental health, and you need to have some ability to put people in treatment that need treatment. We went overnight in the early 70s from the criteria for treatment was the doctor decided that person needed care to harm to self or other.
Right.
That's a giant distance.
It is.
There's a lot in between.
Yes.
So
When you say we need to have the ability, you mean physicians, literally?
yes,
Okay.
yes. The
So
ability to
because
put
what
people-
happens, the Supreme Court decision was essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was the idea that the state, unless you are a danger to others and yourself, the state has no right to take you and force
do
you into
anything,
treatment.
do anything.
So
Now,
and you made a very
and
good
yet-
point of saying if a schizophrenic is rolling his own stool in a ball down the road, that's his possession, and technically
You can't
now
touch
a
it.
police officer
Jesus
can't
Christ.
touch
Can't
that.
touch it. But if it's
crazy.
but if
What do
it's
you want to?
But if it's a demented patient with the same symptoms and you don't intervene, you're guilty of abuse.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yes.
Certain
This is
brain
where
diseases.
definitions-
Certain brain diseases are privileged, and certain brain diseases are
Yeah.
have to get treatment. You have to put them somewhere. It's just
I
unbelievable.
think people though get caught up in the idea of how do you define mental illness? That's a huge one, right? So somebody could have depression sometimes and they're mentally ill, right?
if your illness has driven you to the street, that's a terrible sign.
Correct.
I agree.
That when you've lost everything, you've lost your job, you lost your ability to function. Functionality is the defining feature of mental illness. Can you function? Are you in distress?
You're living in a cardboard
Is your
they
current
just-
course harming you? Oh, come on.
And can we help them, Drew?
Oh my God, yes. And
Really?
and with the other thing
We
about
shouldn't kill him.
this, no.
Jesus.
I'm just spitballing
He's
ideas.
spitballing.
Brendan,
He's
that's
throwing
not-
out
I got a
ideas.
doctor
okay,
here.
Throwing out ideas.
Oh, guys, let's not talk so loud. We're spreading COVID, first of all.
Yeah,
No,
right,
we're
easy.
brainstorming ideas.
The
We got a doctor
schizophrenic,
here.
the schizophrenia, if you intervene early, you can change the course of the illness. They
that
can
true?
yes, dementia is progressive no matter what. Yet that's the one we intervene on.
nicotine.
Think how effed up that is. That's so effed up.
Well, what about nicotine and creatine?
So, for what?
Nicotine for dementia. I read a study that
Yeah, it makes
nicotine
sense to
helps.
me. Anything that causes alertness should do that.
Boom.
Creatine.
Science.
Mike sent me all the creatine stuff, so I take creatine every day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you take nicotine too, Dr. Drew?
We've talked about it. I would if I haven't needed, because I'm on this sort of carnivore-esque diet. I haven't needed an appetite suppressant. My weight has been poof.
What
Here's
is
another thing, and he's not
Perfect.
talking about it. I brought him the bad boys from Sweden, the Volts.
I nearly threw up.
Okay, and so
Even those?
yeah, he said.
Oh, no.
But his big concern: what is this going to do to my teeth?
That's
I was
fair.
like, you bitch.
What do you think of metformin?
It's very interesting. I
that
keep
mean?
thinking I might want to do that.
It's a diabetes drug, yeah.
Yeah, it's a diabetes drug, but it
About
does.
$1 a day, and they found that most metformin patients don't get cancer, right?
It
Or
is.
very
It
low.
has some sort of, and it's a one drug that is associated with longevity too.
I've done.
Metformin.
I've done.
It keeps the glucose levels.
It must have something else. It must be something else that we just don't know.
apparently it makes it essentially like it'd be like keeping your glucose levels low, so that even if you eat certain things, it'd be like being on keto all the time, where you're not feeding anything sugar.
I heard a lot of actors take it.
I don't know.
There's a big push for metformin in the anti-aging world,
Yep.
and I've done
Yep.
some research. I'm too much of a dummy to fully understand it, but what I found though, and this applies to you, it can dramatically negatively impact performance.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
So you
Performance
get in
how?
there like
My high
start
endurance.
warming up to do some boxing.
Would it
You're
fuck
gonna
my
be
high-
fucking gassed.
Yeah.
I'll be shredded.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
it fuck my high kicks up?
But will I be leaner?
Probably because it
I
would.
don't.
I don't know.
I think it would stimulate your appetite.
Can I fuck
Yeah.
on it?
I mean,
So,
you don't.
you
There's
never know.
no
Any
drug
medicine.
you could take that won't let.
I was going to say any medicine can do that too. But let me go back to my
Perfect.
cure for
Yeah,
homelessness.
sorry, I feel like
so
we're in
we
Love
also
Line right
need
now,
we need
so
a
excited.
directive to physicians that we're required to fill out whenever somebody gets a major mental illness diagnosis.
Okay.
So it just like we do with aging, we go when your brain isn't working right and you're on a ventilator or you get dementia or you have pneumonia and you're unconscious. I want you to instruct me what to do. So you have schizophrenia, and when you decompensate, which you will, let's write down now exactly what I should do to help you, so I can have the right to get you off the street and make you better.
Yes.
And families are begging for this. We've been up to Sacramento multiple times, begging them for help. They have doctors and resources and money and a home. F off. Just to get out of here. Who do you think you are?
Because it's
It
considered-
violates their ideology.
That's
that,
right.
Do you think your children don't have agency? Of course they have. Like, do you think the brains don't get sick? Brains get really sick, and agencies affected.
I
by
think
that.
people are hard-
we
hard
need more
time.
measurable evidence, don't we? We already
Like
have a
hard
lot.
fact.
I don't
How
know.
much more measurable evidence do you need somebody who lives in a cardboard box and rolling their shit in
Right.
And
No,
we
but
can
but I
make
think
better.
honestly, I
Maybe
really do
bored,
think
though.
first off, a lot of those people, and I just know this from like kind of bumping elbows with them in the recovery community and also living in Venice. A lot of those people don't have any support network. They never had anyone
course not.
in their life. They came out of the womb fucked, where
Yeah,
they had drug addict parents, maybe mentally ill parents, maybe no parents, and with pre-existing mental health problems, you're fucked.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
my
I-
mom-
a lot of times I'll look at dudes walking down the street like asking for money to buy a beer at 7 a.m. and I get overwhelmed by the feeling like, man, pretty much the only thing that separates you from me was a zip code we grew up in.
Yeah.
Is that my daddy could wipe my ass every time I fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, when I was 19.
Or sometimes I think some people, I have theory on that. Like when you see somebody who smokes weed all day long, or they drink I think a lot of people are born with a very low level of, say, serotonin or whatever it might be.
But
And
D2,
they've been
D2.
self-medicating forever.
D2.
Like my father's best friend he was named. I was named after. He never felt good
Except when he was
sober
using.
unless he was drunk, and that started happening when he was 13 years old. And that's just his wiring. And I'm just lucky that I was born with a certain amount of genetics where I don't need that. I'm just fucking lucky. And I see a wretch on the street sometimes and I just go, he didn't choose that. He didn't fucking choose that.
Are you addicted to anything, Dr. Drew?
No, I don't
Never?
think that, but Mike has a very powerful.
Poontang.
Has a very powerful.
Dr. Drew's addicted to that
Hey,
sweet
dude,
food.
he's a doctor. Can you calm down?
Thank you. He has a very powerful statement about his relationship with substances.
I think I know what you're referring
Yeah.
to. This is hard to say sometimes, but I have a child and a wife who I love more than I could possibly imagine.
Sure.
More than I could put into words. I'm not sure. I can't confidently say that I love them more than I love methamphetamine.
Oh,
and
wow. It was that
and,
good.
And no, it's not. That's
You
the
make me wanna
nature.
do it.
That's the nature of addiction,
Oh,
which
okay.
is why their families, their jobs,
They don't count.
their
That doesn't
wives,
matter.
their lives can fall by the wayside.
Wow.
And literally, I've had patients say to me, I had gum in my mouth, going to kill myself, but I couldn't do that to my drugs. I love them too.
So can I give you can I give you
It
an
must be
acting thing?
so good.
This is fascinating to me. 'Cause
it isn't so good. It's only so good for people like me.
I can't do this to my drug. So Jeffrey Tambor, the actor.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's a great actor, and he was trying to play. He had to play an addict, and he couldn't figure out. He's not an addictive personality, and he couldn't figure out like how to connect to it.
Yeah.
Right. So he spoke to an addict, and the addict goes, "I don't know how to really describe it." He goes, "Well, can you give me something?" He said, "I mean, I guess sometimes when I would think about it, like sometimes I would come." And Jeffrey went, I got it.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you. I got it.
Check, please.
What?
That's
and
cocaine.
that was
That's
real.
a
It's
cocaine
cocaine.
addict, yeah.
Yeah,
Cocaine
it was
addicts
coke.
will do that,
That's
yeah.
right. He said that was the drug.
Stimulant.
Well, it's like that one
man.
teen mom. Is it Macy's baby daddy who's just a drug addict?
Opiate addict,
And there's a scene in Teen Mom where
I like the way you see everything through the prism of Teen Mom.
I know it's ridiculous, but he's driving and he's high.
Oh,
he's
he's
driving
falling
with his
asleep.
baby mama and he's falling asleep at the
Nodding
wheel
off.
on the highway. They're filming this. There's a GoPro and he's like,
See,
it's insane.
Getting back to what we were talking
he's
about
like
earlier.
the worst dad ever.
Getting back to what we were talking about earlier, where you're saying
like
like
Ryan.
in your mind, all of you are probably, maybe not him, but you're thinking, how on earth could you drive with your child fucked up? I can't sit here and judge the guy. I drove intoxicated every day.
Not with your kid, though.
No, but if I had a kid at 19, absolutely, I'd be
probably.
high. I'd be high behind in front of the wheel.
So this is where compassion has to play, and not taking credit for your, like, I always try to remember not to take credit for the fact that I'm somewhat successful
And beautiful.
and I'm not kidding, and but yes, and beautiful, but
all
but in other
relative,
words,
right?
it's just I was given, I was made lucky. A lot
Leonardo
of it's just
DiCaprio.
luck.
But
I have
what
a
do we
great-
do with that?
a lot of it's luck. A lot of it's luck, but a lot of it is hard work and ambition and
right.
talent. Like no,
What I'm saying-
there's
what I'm
plenty
You've
of
also come in here for the last 7 years, every Monday and Wednesday, late, and my back hurts from carrying the show.
What
but
the
you
fuck?
still come
But
the last 7 years.
But again, I was raised with that work ethic, with that idea where
no,
the opposite
you've
was
had
not
some
allowed.
huge flaws. Like when entertainment
I had a hard
self-sabotage.
time. I had a hard time.
But you've also you had self-sabotage for a long time.
But
I was always at the same time. I had a stable enough life and upbringing and mentality born with that, where I was always able to accomplish things. Right? Still, you know what I'm saying? Like
if shit hit the road, you could.
But how far do we go with
that's not
this?
what
You didn't get neuroblastoma when you were 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
Yes, getting through life is a crazy navigation. It's amazing we get from one day to the
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
But you
maybe
really,
just some people just don't have the machinery. Maybe that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
some people
but should you then feel bad for
No,
working your ass off
it brings
to-
up a larger question, which is the question of free will. That's all I'm saying. And
That's
that
a whole complicated.
Oh,
yeah,
wow, come on! I mean, Doctor, you don't have so much time.
Dude, there's an argument to. I mean, I'm looking at
I'm
it
a
from
compatibilist,
from
just for
bro
the record.
science view. It's like there's a little bit of it's like a nice little goulash. There's some nature and there's some fucking nurture.
And there's plenty of people
with
that
your
got
career directly with your career. Like, dude, we've talked about it. You gave one podcast a shot, didn't work out. You didn't fucking throw in the towel. Gave another one a shot. You gave it. You met this guy. Then hey, let's give it a shot. And then these things are next thing you know, you are on the
kept showing up.
You kept showing up, and you'd like. Joan Rivers said on Louis' show, I'll never forget it, man. There was an episode of Louis back when he was still allowed to make content.
He's coming out with a special.
Okay.
And it's pure fire.
And Joan Rivers was the guy, and he had just done a terrible show at like some casino, and he went up to Joan Rivers' room, and she says, sometimes the music's going to stop in your career. You just got to keep dancing.
Yes.
And it's like the people like me that just, it doesn't matter how dark it gets. You just got to keep dancing.
It stopped for a while for her.
Yeah.
Stopped for a while for her.
She couldn't. No one would answer her phone calls, and But
it's true in a lot of areas of life, though, right? Things can turn down, turn up. You keep working. You work hard. You hope you do the right thing.
Well, it's a little bit like this. It's a little bit like your life is going to have downs. We know this. It's exactly like we are going to be faced with black swans. It's going to be COVID-19. That's right.
This is the blackest one.
This is the black swan. You're
Chinese black swan.
Shit's going to happen where you're going to be like, can you believe this shit's happening?
Yeah.
Can you believe that I'm thrown into chaos, that my 401k or whatever it might be, or I don't know where I'm going to go next? That can happen, and everything can be going
Dr.
great.
Drew, do you ever have people that come to you, they're asking for help, especially with addiction, and you're wasting your time? Where you're like, do this, and roll your eyes?
Oh, sure. But I'm still willing to work with people if they'll stick around.
Yeah,
and
hoping that it
And I'm
sticks.
always amazed sometimes. People that I didn't give a shred of hope for.
Oh, wow.
And
Bob
people
Forrest.
Bob Forrest was treated 22 times. I
22?
knew him back when he was a rock star in the early 80s. And
What band?
told
not Thelonious Monster.
Thelonious Monster.
Yeah, Thelonious.
And I said,
Never heard of him.
everyone, you got to, this guy's dying. Get away. He cannot be a part of
Oh,
our-"
yes.
Yeah.
He was
And,
he was one of the examples in one of the
Celebrity Rehab.
The Celebrity
Yeah,
Rehab.
he was the counselor there. They got the hat and the glasses.
Yes.
And I was giving a lecture one day, and there was a guy sitting in the front row, looked just like him. It was like 15 years later, and the whole time I'm lecturing, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, how weird! The guy looks like Bob Forrest. Well, he's dead. There's no way it's Bob Forrest. And lo and behold, he'd recovered and became this very talented clinician.
Insane.
And
he's like a huge
that
example.
happens to
Great
me where
skin.
people kick out of treatment. Will somebody come up to me years later and go, shake my hand and go, I wasn't ready to hear at the time, but you're kicking me out was one of the important things that got me where I am, and now I'm getting my PhD in psychology.
I told the girl one time I was dating. I swear to God, I was young. I was too stupid. And she was an actress, and she kept talking about how she had worked with such and such, but she had been an extra on things. And then I helped her with an audition. And one day I looked at her and I go, can I be honest? I should never have done this. She goes, yeah. I go, I don't think you're an actress. I don't think you have it.
Have you seen the
she called
Kaminsky
me,
effect? That's a scene in the Kaminsky effect. Yeah.
She called me 5 years later and said, I just want to thank you because I have a great life and you were right.
Wow.
And she fucking walked out on me. She walked out on me. And I was like,
That's another thing we weirdly in only in the last 20 years, Americans have adopted this your dream can come true.
Yeah.
Just keep, and it's like, I can dream all I want about being on the Lakers.
Yeah.
I'll never. That won't ever. I have like a 20-inch vertical, and I'm
not for
5'10".
you.
he can dream about being Jared Leto. It's not going to happen. Don't have the bone structure.
Even with
for it.
Anvar.
Even if you were a junkie, you would come down to about 225.
If I was on Naked and Afraid, I'd get down to 210.
225.
210.
You'd still be huge.
You know how fucked up Bob Forrest was?
No.
Anthony Kiedis said, "Well, I can't party with that guy." At the height
He's
of
too
Anthony
dangerous. Too
Kiedis' heroin
dangerous.
use, he's like,
Really?
"That guy. Well, that guy's a
He
whole
burned Anthony's house down twice.
Oh my God.
Boy, he's a real wild child.
You can never give up hope, man. I don't want to sound corny. You can never give up hope on any addict, no matter how bad they are, no matter how much they seem like a lost cause. Alternatively,
because they sometimes they just surprise you and it gives you hope for anybody.
Oh, wow.
alternatively though, you can never get you can never get completely confident
Ever.
about anyone in recovery.
Oh, wow.
No, you just got to be always skeptical.
DJ AM was the guy I looked up to in recovery.
and
wow.
he was my go-to. He was
DJ Am was?
He was. I would, with the most resistant cases, I go, come on, man, I need your help.
But then the Black Swan gets in an
accident
and set on fire.
Never underestimate my peers how much they do not understand addiction. So he gets in this accident. He has
with
bad
Travis
burns.
Barker.
And
He
they
starts
give him
having
morphine.
panic attacks. appropriately giving painkillers, appropriately giving anxiety medicine, try to break this, get him off. They get him off everything, but he starts having more trouble. And a doctor goes, you need to take this. You had an injury. You're not going to be able to fly without this. Just take it when you fly. We're all like, oh, Jesus, come on. And this is a severe drug addict. He's a really serious addict.
What was it that he
And what?
What did he give him?
Opiates, right?
Benzo, right?
Xanax and like Norco. And it's sliding on, off. Finally, his therapist gets a hold of him. And they get the sober community around him. They get him sober. They have people traveling with him, and he's doing fine. And then he goes back to see a psychiatrist, and the doctor goes, or I don't know if a psychiatrist or a pain doctor, and he goes, I don't know when you're going to stop listening to those people who are trying to brainwash you. I'm your doctor. Take these medicines. 2 weeks later, he was dead.
How crazy is that?
And so that's what I mean about like you can never ever get just
So there's
kind
pictures of me and him there,
completely
right?
completely confident about anyone, because I used to go to meetings, I'd be like, man, that guy's doing it. And he would walk up to you and introduce himself, and he would ask if you had any problems. He would volunteer to sponsor people.
He was the best.
He was it. He was it, man. He was like
and
the,
that's
the
why I'm not
icon
giving
for
up
me.
on Jon Jones. Dr. Drew, what should we do about Jon Jones? Do you know about him?
I know a little bit.
He just last week, his third DWI.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
He's going to have to
His
fall
third
hard.
DW.
Yeah.
But and as Don Marrera says, there's always wiggle room at rock bottom. I thought his rock bottom was when he got stripped of his belt and
Do
he
you know how many
hit that
times Mike
pregnant
Catherwood
lady.
was dead? Do you know how many times?
And look at him.
I used to
So what would
wake
you
up
do with
and
John?
like I used to wake up in the ambulance so much that it stopped being special.
Oh wow.
I would just be like, oh well.
Well, John's every bit of 6'5". Huh?
My fear is he's
he's
going to
DWI, you're still talking
Here's
about
what's going
his
to. I'll make a
athletic ability,
prediction. He's going to end up in prison. That's going to make him worse.
But here's the problem is because it happened during the Corona times. This is his third offense.
Yeah.
Did you see what they did with
They
him?
commuted the
There's nothing.
commuted.
No, not even house arrest. There's nothing.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a fine.
Yeah, so but guys like that, man, they gotta fall hard. They gotta have some real serious consequences.
Like,
'Cause
what's
he feels
hard?
bigger than life because he is. You know what I mean? And so when reality is part of the picture, it's really hard.
What
to
was the
convince
drug
otherwise.
he was on? Blow?
He was just
drunk. I
drunk.
think
he was
just
drunk,
drinking.
alcohol, and then firing a gun, and he was hanging out with homeless people at 4 a.m. Homeless people.
Well,
Firing guns.
that's
there's
could be
only one
real.
reason you do that.
Yeah.
Drugs.
You're looking for drugs. Yeah.
And that's where he ends up. That's where he end up, is spending more and more
And
time.
So
Here's
it's
John's problem.
So let's say
he just needs housing. He just needs a place
needs
to
housing.
live.
But so let's say you're Dana White or you work for the UFC. What would you do to help John? Because
You can't.
You can't, right? Because he said he was going to rehab. He told Ariel Hawani. Ariel said this with his podcast, Daniel Cormier. He goes, he went to rehab, and I talked to him shortly after that. He goes, every summer I'm going to rehab just because I felt so good. I'm going to do it every summer. And he said right before he fought Dominic Reyes, which was just a few months ago, before the fight, John was drinking again, which is a bad sign. Before the fight, it was before Super Bowl Sunday. He's in Miami, 4 a.m. drunk.
Yeah.
This is the weekend before the fight. And Ariel goes to him, are you still going to rehab? He goes, I don't need it anymore.
Right.
Here's the problem with Jon Jones, and I'm not saying this as someone who has any expertise in this. I'm saying this as a guy who can see it.
Yeah.
And I've seen this, unfortunately, too many fucking times,
Yeah.
where it'd be either an attorney or
Bails him out.
or someone in
agent?
finance. It doesn't matter. As an entertainer, I knew personally, some people are too talented for their own good.
Yeah, that's why I said
Jon
he's
Jones
bigger
can
than
go
life.
in and
He's
beat
bigger than
most
life.
people,
Yeah.
if not all people in the light heavyweight division without training at all.
But he's barely getting by now. These guys because he's not taking it serious, he's barely getting by.
It will fall
Maybe
apart.
Some people thought he lost his last fight. Some people thought he lost his fight. So he's etching by. So you think he'd be like, all right, I'm a fuck up, but I need to get it somewhat in control because I'm close to losing.
Maybe. I have a close friend of mine who's a world-class grappler who he and I kind of got cleaned.
Do I know him?
Yeah. But he's not open about his struggles, so I'm trying to.
Did he fight too?
No, just grappling. But he's a ADCC champion, and he and I kind of got clean together, and he and I care about each other very much. And he had a lot of struggles early on because he could literally stay up all night, smoke 4 packs of cigarettes, hit a couple bumps on the way to the mats, and crush everyone.
I know.
And because I could look at it and go, I literally had nowhere to go. I was in a hotel in Inglewood at daytime watching Jenny Jones
Hell yeah.
fucking hit tinfoil, made a little tinfoil pipe, and I struck one fucking look at myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh, there's nowhere to go here. I can die or I can do something, and that was it.
And seeing yourself as you are is often these moments of clarity. So he's got to have that. But Mike's point is well taken, is that these guys that have lots of power, lots of money, incredible ability, lots of trauma growing up, lots of narcissism, and lots of drug addiction biology,
combo.
very hard thing
Would
to
you
fight
reach out to him, Dr. Drew, or no?
for what? I'd be wanting someone like that to spend 2 years away. And he didn't want to hear that.
He had 2 years away. That's what's
did?
crazy. He had 2 years away.
No, he means 2
What
years
happens
away
now,
in
first
treatment.
fighting?
He means 2 years away in treatment. I mean,
no.
not 2 years away from the sport.
Oh, gotcha.
2 years away from life.
So he's
Yeah.
not fighting for a year. Is that what's
No,
going on?
he'll fight this year.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, I like
What's the
his
UFC
idea.
gonna do?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
it-
I thought.
what are they gonna do?
I thought there was a certain. Okay.
He hasn't violated any.
Is he allowed to fight in terms of the judge giving him this
A
supervised
month.
probation?
He has a month.
Okay.
So the UFC could give him a fight in November. The UFC's not going to do anything, John.
I always feel
That's
bad
the
for
other
this guy.
thing is the UFC's they're playing ball as long as they can with John. Of
course.
they should have
That's
some
the other
sort
part.
of
No, listen.
responsibility.
That's
because
the other
the NFL
thing.
doesn't play that game.
Oh,
Not as no. Hold up, doctor. Not as much like Antonio Brown. Like we can't. We fucking can't. He's no different than Antonio Brown.
I will
They're both
tell you
insanely
that,
talented.
the biggest problem I had with any celebrity performer, musician, was that they were going back to work too prematurely, and they made so much money, and the
Yes.
people around them wanted them to do it. It was
Yeah,
just
there's a lot of
it was
pressure.
always what caused
And
the
also,
relapse.
to stick up for entertainers and athletes, there's a famine mentality about your work. If you're a great attorney or you're a great banker, you're a great electrician, you can always go back to your work. When everything is, like if you're
Well,
a
it's
comic,
also-
if you're a comic or an athlete, a fighter, you're every fucking day away from it, you're like, I'm losing my career.
John's
I saw
32.
that.
Yeah.
I saw that firsthand with a certain actor who was making a group of people a lot of money, and he had a spin out on cocaine beyond. And I remember his agent. I heard him say, "Don't worry, we'll get him sober and back to you in 3
yeah, oh
weeks."
Jesus.
Oof.
I remember
That's-
it so well, and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
this is L.A." I was like, "Fine." And guess what happened to him? He spiraled even worse. But
Yeah, of course.
You would think with John at some point, because this is third offense, I think he's at 4 now. You'd think someone in his nucleus, his team would go, dude, whatever we're doing is not working. man.
He will start to jettison anybody that gets in the way of his
He's gonna
using.
kick them out, yeah.
he'll just get rid of them. And
He'll get rid
so,
of 'em.
yeah, eventually he'll have a ring of insular people that just keep the
It's
world
such
out.
a shame.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying about too much talent for his own good, is because also people like that, they can create a world where they don't have peers.
Yeah.
Because, like realistically, John can justifiably go into Jackson Wink and be like, I'm better than all you.
Yeah.
I don't need
Aren't
you.
there
We're not
drugs?
buddies. I don't need to party with you. I don't need to bro out.
But guys, aren't there drugs that can keep you off alcohol? Aren't there drugs you can take
Yeah,
that allow
I
you
guess-
to have one drink and then you're like, I,
I
want
think this
anymore?
thing's
Hang
bigger
on.
than just alcohol.
Yeah. So but there's two basic sort of zones of pharmacology in this. One is naltrexone, which for some people really reduces their desire to drink and the sort of reward they get from it. But you're talking about antabuse, which makes people sick if they drink.
Yeah.
And guess what they do if they want to drink?
They don't
stop
take
taking
the
them.
drugs.
They don't take their fucking antabuse. Or if they have an antabuse implant or something, they chew it out of their arm. I've seen that before.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
I've also seen someone, I wouldn't call him a friend, but an acquaintance who got on antabuse and just took up pills and started
Yeah, they'll switch
smoking
something
weed,
else.
Switched.
smoking
Yeah.
weed and eating pills all day.
I don't know what you do with John. I have no idea.
It's going to play out. It's going to have to play out how it plays out. I don't know that anybody has any control over
I guess the only thing sometimes for some people is like we always say death or bottoming out, and bottoming out is really bad.
I thought John hit his rock bottom when he hit that lady and she was pregnant and she broke her arm and he went back and got the cash and they stripped him of his title and suspended him for 2 years. I was like, that's rock bottom for that man. Nope.
How old is he?
32.
Also, drug
See
addiction.
when he's 42, how bad it's going to get.
I'm not
Even though
making
he's 44.
excuses. I'm not making excuses for John in any way. But drug addiction changes you. It turns you into a person that you don't like being.
You could be you
And
turned
maybe-
into a criminal.
And
when you
he's
weren't
maybe
before.
not even aware of the fact that he's changed so
Well,
dramatically.
but to add this into it too, Dr. Drew and Mike, add in CT. You're crazy if you don't think this
Yeah.
is also CT mixed on top of the
Interesting.
addiction, because they released the footage of him being stopped over for the DWI, and the cop goes, "I want you to do this, this, and this," and he goes, "I'm just going to tell you, my short-term memory is bad. I get punched in the face. My short-term memory
Wow.
is terrible."
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
so I know you're going to think I'm drunk, which he is. He goes, but even drunk or not, my short-term memory's awful from fighting.
Oof.
And you're like, oh, well, that's not good.
Oh, no, it's not good. Oof.
Imagine you're the cop,
Plus
pulls
there's-
him over, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What if he just turns on me?
No, this guy wants this is the same cops pulled him over 2 or 3 times. It's a hard on for him. So
Plus,
it's a bad combination.
There's underlying mental illness here too of something.
Yes.
Something. You know, whether it's mood disorder, bipolar,
There
something.
is,
Something's
yeah.
up.
Is that typically a sister to this?
Yeah, I mean, both by whatever you've done to yourself and wherever you've gone with your drug addiction, and however you've affected your brain with the drugs that you're using, you can precipitate a mental illness. But trauma is sort of a typical inciting influence of addiction, and trauma has its own set of mental health.
But can I ask you this? I've seen this too, where you see somebody who's totally fine most of the time, and then they go on spurts, or they have they'll be totally normal for 2 weeks, and then they'll take 3 days and be complete fucking wrecks.
So
and then-
binge alcoholics, binge
Yeah,
users.
what is that about?
They're a special group, the binge
Okay.
users. They're tougher to treat because they convince themselves they can control it.
Yep.
Because they kind of do.
Yeah.
Right. I'm only going to do it. I'm not going to do that again. I learned my lesson this time.
But then it gets really bad.
And then, boom, it happens.
And I don't want to confuse people with what Brian's talking about. Like, it's super real. Don't confuse that with, like, I'm a normal dad and I work hard, and then every 3 weeks I go to Vegas and do a couple bumps of blow.
No, that's fine.
No, we're talking about you go from 0 to 1 million
Oh, yes.
degrees. That the thing is with those people, they can say all they want and they're full of shit.
Yeah.
During those 3 weeks, they're white knuckling not to go
the
back
actor
and
Spencer
use.
Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, in her biography said he was he was a movie star, great actor.
Huge.
She knew because he would check into a hotel, he would disappear. He'd check into a hotel, get in a bathtub, put a fucking towel around his neck, and drink for 3 days until he just passed out. He would do it right in the bathtub, so he could hose off, pee, whatever. She would come to his hotel room and sleep at the foot of his bed and just wait for him to go through that
Jesus
3
Christ.
fucking days. She loved him more.
Dr.
than
Drew, have you seen that documentary everybody's talking about, Tiger King?
Oh, hell yeah.
There has to be some addiction there, right?
Oh, it's all drug addicts. Are you
Right?
kidding me?
Is that true? They gotta be.
The one thing
Meth.
my wife and I are watching, we're just like, oh, Jesus, something about drug addicts and tigers.
Hold on.
Because,
More importantly, have you seen Homeboy's Nanny?
what?
Oh,
Of
my God.
course.
What is this?
That's the most important
course.
thing.
You know, he admits that he sleeps with her.
Good for him.
What is-
I would.
What-
are you
what-
kidding
wait a
me?
minute, what-
One of the owners, the real shitty one at the end.
Look at his nanny, Drew. That's his fucking nanny. I love him for that.
Remember when he was looking for her? He goes through the computer.
Yeah.
He's looking at the headshots essentially, and the wife's like, "I don't know." He goes, "Hey, I want to have something to look at. Why not?"
Oh my god.
Smoke.
I just want for 1 second the idea of bringing her home for my nanny and like the look on my wife's face. She'd be like, what?
That guy is such a psychopath. There was so many.
He's
that's the
a
other thing is-
psychopath.
He's a
Yeah,
It's a mixture of these like insanity,
and how about
drugs.
the culty stuff with the guy with the weird, the guy with all the girls that he.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
sex slave?
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, his name is he's got some like
Doc Avery or
Vishnu
something.
name
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's such a
He's amazing.
crazy.
Comes
The
out
whole
riding
thing's
an
fueled
elephant.
by addiction, though. I was watching like
But there was a lot of there was a guy with no teeth with the meth,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
guy at the end strung out on heroin, and you see that guy.
the straight guy who
Yeah,
did
poor
enough
guy.
drugs to turn gay.
And that the mother of the son who
Oh, she looked terrible. Yeah,
she was on something.
or had been.
There's drugs. Any
teeth.
drug will put you around people you don't want to be around. They
got
surround
his
you
teeth
with people
out.
that
Good.
you don't like. Methamphetamine is another level. The world of methamphetamine, if you are unfortunate enough to ever get into it, is so violent and so gross and so crazy.
no one gets hotter doing meth.
No, it's never happened.
Never.
No.
Mike is a good story. Going to buy meth out in the desert.
So me and my friend were like, we would get meth from this guy. This guy was not. He said, "But I'm going to, because you have been buying meth from me for like 6 months straight. I'm going to give you the number for the guy I get it from."
You're cutting out the middleman.
Yes.
Smart.
And I go, okay.
Heisenberg.
And
Like
we go
movie
out to the
watches.
Apple Valley, like straight out of fucking Breaking Bad. We are driving forever into tumbleweeds and cactuses, and there's this fucking shack. And this dude comes out and greets us in a wife beater, not like super buff, but thick, shaved head, fully visible swastika and SS tattoos, and we're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And my friend who's with me is tougher and cooler than I am.
And is he Latino?
No, he's like a surfer bra white guy.
Mike can go as white. It's all right.
Yeah.
And he was like, kind of, yeah. Believe me, I if I'm in jail, I'm like, what's up, dog? Hey, like,
Otherwise, he's from San Marino.
But in that area, I was like, hey, buddy, how are you? I'm so Aryan. So he gets, and we're like, okay. And he's like, you get, come on in. So we go inside, and this guy's name is Vamp. And he has, he's like 11 feet tall and like 90 pounds skin. And his hair is jet black down to his booty.
Neck tattoos?
No tattoos.
Oh, wow.
No tattoos.
Whoa.
Shirtless, but thin, teeny.
That's
like
the
imagine
meth, right?
like Marilyn Manson, like at his peak when he was thin and
yeah.
So he looked kind of like that. And we go to this table, and he has a fucking collection of meth, like big rocks of meth, and we were like, ooh, and so we sit at the table, and he's like, oh, what you guys want? We're like, I don't know, maybe like, what do you think? Quarterly? He's like, oh, that'll be $250, and we were like, I don't know. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Is that a standard price, $250?
Well, we were buying like a lot.
They were buying all the meth.
Yeah, we were buying more. We typically buy like an 8-ball, but we were getting like a quarter, I think, or no, we were
And
getting
an 8-ball's how much? I have no idea about
eighth of an ounce. So we were getting an ounce.
Enough to
But I'm
clean
saying,
your
how
house
much
for
would that
25
cost?
cents.
8 balls.
God, in 1996, it was like 75 to $100.
Fair price.
Yeah.
It's cheaper now, right?
I don't know. It's probably more prolific now, so it's, or excuse me, more ubiquitous, so it might be cheaper. Yeah. But we sit down at the table, a big circular table, but big, and we're sitting there, and the fucking place is a mess. A teeny little fucking shack, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And we're talking, and there's a cat over here on a counter by the sink, and the cat's looking at all the shit, and there's an empty, open box of Chips Ahoy. No, it was a mini bag of Chips Ahoy. You know, like the
mini
personal,
ones?
Yeah, the personal packages
they're
that come,
delicious.
and it's open, and the cat's putting his head in like this, and I'm looking over and all of a sudden I hear, boom! Guy pulled a gun out from the table and fucking shot the cat.
What?
Just like a cartoon, it went boom, it just disappeared. And you know, a gunshot indoors,
So loud.
especially when you're not prepared for it.
So loud.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Chips
like
Ahoy,
that.
bro.
And then he's just staring at me, dead eyes, like this. And my friend's trying to play it cool. He's like I said, he's tougher than me.
Your friend's like, fuck cats.
This guy
am I
can
right?
handle himself probably in jail. Like, I'm a bitch, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, dude, chill, bro, chill. It's all right. And and I'm fucking terrified. I didn't pee myself, but I was so close, and I was so close to crying like a bitch in front of.
Well, because that's where you're like, I'm gonna die now.
Yeah. I'm like, not only did he fire a gun indoors,
Killed a cat.
he had a gun hidden that he didn't want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Michael
there's a lot
Corleone
going
our
on here.
ass.
It's a lot
you know?
to process.
So we
But
get
also
in the
fuck
car.
cats, though, you know?
We get in the car and we're driving and we're silent for like 30 minutes. And I look over in the passenger. I was like, dude, never doing that again. I'm never talking to that guy again. I'm never fucking dealing with that. That is one of the most traumatic things that's ever happened. 10 minutes after we were done with that bag, we called that dude up.
Of course you did.
I never drove out there again. But,
Wow.
How about we took the TV apart?
Jeez.
oh, I took
Whenever
my,
you see things being taken apart, it's always meth.
I took my friend Jason Sutton's television apart because I was convinced Conan O'Brien was talking to me and in there and inside it.
Holy shit.
And it was one of those 90s TVs, like a giant box.
forever,
Like
yeah.
fucking, I was like,
Now, can you smoke weed?
Conan.
This might sound like a dumb question, but I do know people in recovery who do smoke weed.
That's a mistake.
marijuana maintenance.
Okay.
Again, I'm not shitting on it. If
Marijuana
smoking weed keeps you from doing opiates or
Yeah.
heroin,
Yeah, fine.
Lesser evil.
absolutely. But let's not kid ourselves. Like you are exchanging an addiction, and someone with the brain chemistry. There's people who are potheads that are not drug addicts. There's definitely people who are drug addicts that pot is their drug of choice.
So
I don't know how you can go on.
So you'll just do nicotine now? You won't touch anything else, right?
Caffeine and nicotine is the only thing going through.
And
my
those don't seem to trigger that system, that reward system that's associated
And
with
will
this
you
disease.
drink, Dr. Drew?
Drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like once a week, or what are we talking about?
2 nights a week, maybe. Yeah.
What's your drink of choice?
I always like wine, but I'm on this, carb-free thing, so I'm bourbon.
Carnivore. Oh, no, good for you.
Very manly.
Yeah, that's what I drink.
I don't smoke weed, and I smoked weed last night.
I've been doing a lot of drugs lately.
I'm a drug addict.
Can't even say you did cocaine the other
this
day.
quarantine thing is
Research for
I was
a
kidding
role.
about that. I was kidding about that, but I will if it's around. Let me tell you something right now. I took 2 hits. I don't know from weed. I was so fucking high. I don't know how people can think they can function on this shit. I guess they do. I literally was lying like this, and maybe you can understand. Maybe you can answer this for me. When I smoke weed, I feel every pain in my body. I can feel my body insanely, and I start to get paranoid. And I go, I think my neck is gonna fucking break.
Paranoia is
that what it is?
Yeah,
and then
I get paranoid and panic.
And then I watch Steve Harvey on Price is Right clips, and I laugh harder than I've ever laughed in my life.
Hey, do you remember when we were in Austin? We were with Aubrey, and we're at I don't know, we're at some girl's apartment. I think it was.
I was making you laugh.
And me
so
and him
hard.
got high and off weed.
You were laughing so hard.
Laughing is the one.
I thought I was gonna fall off the edge of the.
Yeah, I was making him laugh.
It'll make really mediocre entertainment fantastic.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I think though, but you guys got to recognize, like, you're both perfect examples. The human body, its chemistry is so unique from person to person.
Yep.
I know, like, you and I are the same. When I used to bodybuild, there was this guy named Mike Salcido, and we both trained together, and we were both almost exactly the same size. He was 5'10", about 185, and we trained together for a show together to work towards it. We both had the same guy doing our nutrition. A couple weeks out from the show, he was eating 300-400 grams of carbs a day. Jesus. If I eat over 50, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
You know, so that just giving you some idea about chemistry.
Everybody's
like, there's people like Joey Diaz, his brain just, it kicks in the weed. He's ready to do it.
Yeah.
Dog, let's do
It's
it.
almost better.
Some people, like, you're done for.
With alcohol, alcohol makes me go to sleep.
I knew
and other people go up.
Yeah.
They get
I knew this
energy
Korean
from it.
girl named Mary. She was 75 pounds. I mean, honestly, she was this tall, and she could eat. I watch her eat handfuls of Vicodin and guzzle.
And she's good.
Guzzle, and she was just straight like Lemmy. She was like a little Asian Lemmy. And then I had a buddy who was an offensive lineman at UCLA, and he took a pill,
Screwed.
and it was fucking drooling.
That's me. It's
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's chemistry is all, you know.
Yeah. There you go.
There's growing up in we'll get into that bodybuilding. Some people are addicted to steroids.
Oh
right?
yeah,
It's super addictive, and I don't know if the chemicals itself
Is that a
are
real thing, Dr.
addictive.
Drew?
Oh yeah. It's
Steroids.
a cross addiction of stimulant and steroids. Stimulants and steroids go together.
Weird.
I don't know if it's. I don't know. I mean, maybe
It's not as addictive as meth is, but it definitely is something you have trouble stopping.
Here's the problem: if you're the person who's willing to use steroids, essentially abuse them, you're very invested in your musculature and stuff.
It's
and
also
you
heavy
get these
load.
results.
Yeah.
And then to consciously go, I'm going to stop doing this, and I'm also going to get hormonal fallout where I get emotional and bitchy, and I'm not going to have a libido for a couple months, and I'm going to get smaller and fatter.
lose muscle,
You're like, fuck that. Give me some more. Let's go.
Yeah. That's why I'm terrified to do any TRT.
Yeah.
I am at 53.
TRT is different though. TRT is much different.
I'm still afraid.
The idea with TRT is to get you back to normal.
I just
You're not
worry.
abusing it, but you're not going to get your levels to allow a theta.
I just worry though that I'm going to get to a point where you get on TRT, and then again it's this slippery slope of not being able to get off it.
You probably won't.
But why would you want to get off?
I don't know.
It's
now. I guess I'll
hormonal
wait.
therapy. That's a big difference.
What do you
People
think
need to
of it, Drew?
understand that. It's a big difference.
I'm convinced it's good for a lot of people. I would take it if I could, but I've got prostate cancer, so
Pussy.
can't.
So you can't. So it's not.
How jacked he is now? Can you imagine? I just need Drew like
I would
Bane.
love to.
I need
I
Bane
can
Drew.
tell I'm not where I was in my 30s. I feel the difference.
I don't think anybody is.
Yeah, I
You
miss
say
that.
you have prostate cancer.
Yeah.
You had prostate.
I had, but I've still got a little PSA level. I might need some radiation. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
He doesn't shoot loads.
Yeah.
Ghost loads.
You can't.
Ghost loads, bro.
When your prostate creates semen, that's all it does. And when you take it out,
Yeah.
you don't produce fluid anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a magic trick.
Yeah.
It's just like, nothing.
Some of those kids on
Ghost
young and pregnant could fucking use those ghost
Yes, they
loads, man.
could use.
So COVID-19. Don't touch
Yeah.
your face. Keep your hands very
Don't touch
clean.
your face. That's all. Let's all collectively go sign up to do what we're supposed to do. Let's follow our leaders' directions.
And if we get any shit for this, by the way, we've all been
Why would
very
we get
good.
shit?
Just we're not practicing 6
I'm
feet.
biking a little
God.
too close here, but again, we're
You're keeping your face this way. I'm keeping my face this way, and I'm not touching you.
Well, thank
As
you
much
guys
as
for
I
coming
want to.
on.
I so
keep my
desperately
hands
want to fight.
Yeah, I'm not.
Graze your
Yes.
thick
Keep
hog.
your hands off.
Like it's fucking that.
Especially during the times of Corona. I appreciate you guys coming out, man.
Dude, both of our
Guys.
wives freaked out.
What's the name of your podcast?
Mikey likes you. Thank you.
And it's you and
I really, really, really believe in it. I'm really
Just a
passionate
quick
about
question
it.
with you two.
It's a podcast about health and fitness, but it takes into consideration mental health and
Is
and
it just
addiction.
you?
It's just me.
you know a lot about that shit.
I really do, and I'm really passionate
It's
about
called
it.
what, Mikey?
Mikey likes you.
Hey,
Mikey
any
likes-
chance Loveline ever comes back?
There's a chance that he and I could do an advice show together again.
Yeah.
There's no chance of Loveline coming back because they still do it. The company that
Who does it?
they do a
company
podcast.
Oh, it doesn't
they-
count.
But
we don't
they
own the
it.
name. We
Yeah,
don't
it
own the
doesn't
name.
count.
We don't own the name. That's so.
It's called Love Lines.
What were you gonna say?
So I guess the Surgeon General said that they want the CDC to reevaluate the whole mask thing.
Yeah,
Like people
yeah.
wearing the masks. Do you
Yeah.
think?
I think they're going to. All this is about making sure they're adequate masks for the frontline people, right?
So we should definitely wear masks if we can. Like the ones that are like a handkerchief. and all that.
I think you ought to wear something over your face
Gotcha.
because the main thing, as we've said here already today, is hands to the face is the main problem. And if you have a scarf over your face, it reminds you not to put your hands on your face. And whether or not actual masks, change what's going on in terms of what we inhale.
I'm gonna wear a fucking bandana.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what. I think
Yeah, me too.
I think there's something that people are not giving enough thought through to, and that is the elevator. Elevators. We know that this virus aerosolizes and can sit there in an aerosol for 2 hours. Now, in a room like this, it probably just dissipates. And the fact is that people don't get it without some direct contact. But in an elevator, it's in a box and it's just held there, and you're walking in and taking a big breath 2 minutes later.
I can't remember last time I went.
So elevators, I think you should wear masks.
Okay.
What about Bukkake?
We're not going to.
Should I stay away from Bukkake?
Bukkake's safe
I've always
because
thought you should.
it doesn't.
You never,
always
you
should.
never
It
listen
doesn't
to
get
it.
transferred with semen, so Bukkake's fine.
Perfect. You never listen.
Well, we love you guys, man.
Thanks,
Thanks, for coming
guys.
in.
You're
awesome.
honestly-
Pleasure to be here. I mean, it's such a relief to go out and do something kind of normal.
Fuck.
You
We
have no
have to,
idea.
yeah.
I can't wait.
I'll
till
risk it, man.
I just can't wait to hear this. Can I get you guys something to drink?
I know, it's
I
so
just-
weird. How don't you want to be around people?
I
So
want to be in a
badly.
restaurant.
I love that though. I love that everyone's more excited about being social and communal. I love that.
Yeah, I do. I
That's
don't.
good.
I'm fearful though that we're going to break into two camps when this is over. Where half the camp's going to go, "We kicked its ass, we got it." And the other half's like, "Why'd we do that? It was an excessive thing.
Yes.
I lost my job. I lost my business."
But I do find myself texting friends that, usually I'd only text them if there's something going on, if I'd see them
Yeah.
at the store. I do find myself checking up on
You're
people
never
more.
like that. He calls me up. He's like, "You want to do something?" Like, oh boy. Yeah.
Oh, this is changing people.
without any work or anything to go to, are you just destroying your wife? Is she walking like a horse? Like
Or do you want to kill her? Because
No, we goes back.
I
and forth.
understand Aaron Hernandez a lot more these days.
I will say that the Asian cultures that bow and don't touch
Right?
onto
Does that
something.
make
Great
sense?
idea.
And I
Great idea.
wonder maybe that's where that came from, somewhere back in
I'm
history.
sure it's where
Yeah,
it came from.
Right?
It's where
Let's
taking
start
your
bowing to
shoes
each
off,
other, guys.
taking your shoes off before you walk into a house. If you like Korean, like
that's
my
ridiculous.
Taekwondo teacher, he was like, well, the first time I saw Americans walking into a house with shoes on, I was like, the fuck, are you kidding me? Even having a bathroom in your house was always considered like, have it outside.
Yeah,
These
that's
things
stupid.
all kind of,
That's
So I'm gonna have an outhouse. Take your shoes off. Bow to me, you fuck.
Hey, let's bow to each other from now on.
Dude, from
Sick.
now on,
Sick.
say.
You kind of like.
You
I
never
just
really-
like inventing a new, some modern new, some
Whoa,
weird,
whoa, white man!
Maybe
watch
not
that.
this, Drew.
No, some weird.
Who's like, I just want to.
It's only a little
Not
racist.
that.
It's a little
Not-
The one Jew in the room, he's like, I just want to get back to something like this.
no,
Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Something-
that.
something-
You,
some
you
weird
look very
new-
Aryan to me. Dr. Drew.
Have you seen that documentary, The Devil Next Door?
Have I seen, what was it about?
It's on Netflix. It's about the Nazi concentration camp.
No, I didn't see it.
And he escapes the war and he's living in Cleveland.
Wow.
And then they find him and he's referred to as Ivan the Terrible. And they put him on trial in Israel.
There it is.
And
Oh,
they have
yeah.
the survivors
Yes, I remember
identify him.
Yeah.
But he says it's a mistake of identity. It's amazing if you need something to watch.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
you
watching
can't
a lot-
mistake that identity.
I'm watching a lot of
right?
TV
Like,
when
It gets dicey
I-
because you go back and forth. You're like, it's definitely Ivan the Terrible, and then it's like it's not him. But then you'll find out what happens.
ripped through Ozarks, ripped through Tiger.
I just
King.
started Ozarks last night for the first time.
Watching a lot of TV.
Yeah, I know. We all do.
Devs is sweet. If you guys haven't gotten into
What is
Devs.
it?
Fleabag was fucking amazing.
But it's
Did you see
a while
it?
ago though. Yeah.
I loved it.
Fleabag's
nice.
great, but Devs is sick. If you guys
Devs?
are
What's that on?
the guy Alex Garland who did Ex Machina and
Oh.
it's on Hulu
What's it
exclusively
about,
for
though?
FX.
Wait, it's called what?
DVS?
It's called Devs, DEVS for short for development.
okay.
It's a amazing show about corporate espionage. It's very near future where technology at Silicon Valley has gotten out of this world. And so Chinese, Russian spies are trying to infiltrate. They're pretending to be programmers. And
I don't know if I'm into that.
very
Banshee is terrible. Banshee's a terrible show. Did
Really?
you see that? Oh,
No.
fuck.
I've never heard of it.
Sucked.
What's it on?
That's it.
Who gives a fuck?
I watch
Shows I didn't watch.
Schitt's Creek.
I've
Yeah,
heard
it's a
that's great.
show.
So
Great show.
good.
Great show.
Speaking of shows I haven't ever watched,
Banshee's 2013, Brian.
found out that your boy Frank Grillo moved in next to me.
Sorry, buddy.
Frank Grillo did?
Yeah, so
my boy
I'd
right
never
there.
met him. I've always been a fan of his.
Bleep.
He lives.
Off.
He lives right next to me.
Give out your address.
Yes.
Sorry.
But- so I'm like going for a jog with my daughter, during this and there's just fucking beautiful Frank Grillo, and I'm like, hey, are you Frank Grillo?
bodied up.
And he goes, yeah. I was like, hey man, I'm a big fan.
He's the best.
Nice to meet you,
Tell him
dude.
you're my
You guys
boy.
should work out together.
He's one of
I
my-
would love
He's
to.
a stud.
I'm
I don't know.
seeing him
I feel
tomorrow.
very insecure around him. He's bodied.
Watch him box. Watch how he.
Oh no, he's
boxes.
very good, right? Like you know what? I gotta admit, Mario Lopez is fucking pretty good for a celebrity. His
sure.
hands
He's
are
been
pretty
training
fucking
for
good.
years.
He's been doing it
training for
forever.
years.
He's the
Yeah.
owner in the West wild card.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he has ownership.
Because there's a lot of celebs who say they train and stuff. And you're like, okay, yeah,
No, Frank's the real. Frank would beat the shit out of Mario Lopez.
yeah. Okay.
That's how good Frank is.
Frank can box, and he's fucking already. He's got that mentality.
Isn't he 50 something?
54 years old, sir.
him.
Jesus Christ.
Now
Good
listen,
for him.
is
like
Frank
that.
or Mario going to pass a USADA drug test? Probably not, but I don't care.
Mario might.
I don't know.
How much longer are we be in lockdown, guys? What's your prediction?
I'd say another month. He's got to go.
I don't think Americans are going to put up with it after the 30th. I can feel the tension.
Yeah,
I can
I've noticed the
feel it.
freeways are getting a little busier too.
That's why
Yeah.
every morning I drive and I'm like,
Yeah.
on Monday I'm like, damn, it's kind of busy.
Yeah. So go to covid19.healthdata.org. It's where all the UW models are from that guy Murray, and he adjusts them every day. They're very good, very accurate, and they give a really interesting kind of. There it is. Go to down further. Okay, there's the confidence. That pink is the confidence interval for how many essentially hospital beds we're going to need, and how bad. You can go see where it says United States of America. Click on that, and then click on California. And you can see the data for every state.
Wow.
It's really well done, and you adjust it all the time. And it makes you feel a lot better when you see it. Like, look how far we are from utilizing all of our. That's the death. That pink is potential for us to overcome our resources, but the dotted line is the
Is where
predicted
we're at
line.
now?
Yeah, we're way below.
So
we're
don't.
doing okay.
So if a comic I know was going to book a show end of June in Spokane, do you think that'd be safe, Drew?
It might.
End of like the
optimistic.
very
It's
latest
optimistic.
of June.
It's optimistic.
Not crazy.
Here's what we're going to learn. How much does treatment affect infectivity? And if treatment dramatically affects infectivity and hospitalization, this becomes the flu.
Okay.
Fingers
So
crossed.
that's-
And that might be hydrochloroquine.
Could be hydroxychloroquine.
It's hydroxy.
A lot of my peers
and
are using
Z-Pack, right?
And
And
Z-Pack. But my peers are using it like crazy. There's
are.
enthusiasm for it. So they think they're doing something. Now, whether the data bears that out, we'll see.
Your boy has a stock of it.
Yeah, my buddy. Yeah.
No hoarding.
But so I have a friend
Just
who's a
for
physician.
myself.
I have a friend who's a physician on the front lines at UCLA, and he just got COVID. He just came down with COVID.
A lot of healthcare people.
Yeah, they're
on the line,
around.
they
He's
kinda
on
fuck.
elevators.
Man, I gotta call.
Is he taking it?
He's not. He's doing another thing.
Other antiviral. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some really good antiviral. I predict it's really what's probably going to work is some sort of combo antiviral, much like with HIV.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Boy, HIV. For you and I growing up with how
I was
what a
deep in
death
that.
sentence.
That's where I worked alongside of Fauci. I was putting people
Watching
in the
people-
ground
really,
all
really,
day
really,
long.
All day
really,
long,
really
right?
depressing.
Terrible.
You saw it all. I remember being in New York. People don't realize when you're my age, and it's certainly your age,
Yeah.
and you were there.
It was
But all my
dark.
friends, all the theater people, all the people
Dead,
I knew, I
gone.
watched them
Blood
die.
cells.
Yeah.
I watched them die slowly and so terribly because they would lose their mind and they would starve to death.
Yeah.
It's really,
Bro, it was
really
so
super
bad.
depressing, but fascinating to talk to him about like 79 to 85.
Dude, you were
About
there.
being like when they were still calling it grids, right?
Yeah, calling it
Like
grid.
terrified of AIDS.
Yeah. And
I
we
remember.
just started calling
Just like-
and it was Fauci that got me to go on the radio.
Oh,
Because
wow.
he was going, we're going to have 10 million dead in 3 years, 10 million dead in 3 years. We're going to got to educate. And so I was like, okay, what can I do? So I had that in my, it was constantly,
Wow.
and when I had the opportunity to go on the radio, I was like, Jesus Christ, no one's talking to young people about this. I can't believe it.
Wow.
I got to do this.
And then Magic Johnson came along in '93 and said, "Hold my AIDS," and then
Well,
and everything
crushing it.
changed.
Yeah. And it also it was a disease that ultimately did discriminate, which was hard for the media to accept.
Right, and I was part of the media that said no, because we were fearful. And I'm hoping that Dr. Fauci is overstating this one too, because I was part of the chorus that overstated. We were saying my recollection is correct. We were saying 10 million in 3 years, 10 million in 3 years. We ended up with 175,000. It was awful, but
Not
we didn't.
10 million,
Not
ladies
10
and
million.
gentlemen.
But,
Not
but
10
don't
million.
you? I think when they overestimate things, I think they almost have to. And the media, I'll give them this credit where they put this panic in people because if you don't make it so serious, the average American's not going to listen.
You're right.
I
Until
remember
it's
that
really
10
bad.
million very well. I remember that.
Right? Remember that?
Very well.
It's threading the
I
needle
came back and told my
properly.
friend. He goes, I can't fathom that, and I remember
Yeah.
it very well.
Yeah, and so I was part of that chorus, and we were off by a factor of 100. So I'm hoping we're off by a factor of 10 this
Yes.
time. Let's say
We all do.
too.
So-
We all do.
And then again,
there-
we did things. We did things then, much like we're doing things.
So
now.
there's
Well,
some
you're one of
hope.
those guys, and we appreciate it. You're a special dude, man.
Yeah, we love you
You're
guys,
a great
man.
person.
Yeah.
You're the best.
You guys for coming in,
So
man.
I miss you guys.
I
haven't seen
know.
you forever.
You're
been
always
years.
welcome.
Always.
You're always welcome.
I'm going to start knocking on your door because
Then you-
Then your
Anytime you want.
podcast is rocking too, right? You're doing.
yeah, I'm doing all kinds of stuff, but,
Yeah.
but I do a thing called After Dark that's really popular right now on Your Mom's House, Seguro's platform. And then I'm doing a streaming show every day at drdrew.com where I just make sense of all this data and all this crap that's
It's
out
called
there.
It's Dr.
It's called
Drew.
Dose of Dr. Drew at drdrew.com.
Yeah, one of the reasons I reached out
Mikey
because
likes
my
you.
brother is he sends me all these facts and he goes, "You got to get Dr. Drew on because there's so much negativity out there right
dose-
now, and
the dose is
he's more
Right.
you know,
I try to make sense of it,
a
calm
little more
everybody
make sense of
down.
it, and calm everybody
You
down."
know,
He goes-
it-
so Jay was really
God.
he goes, "You got to get Dr.
I was
Drew
so
on."
psyched to have you on. My sister was so psyched because she's always sending me stuff by you. She's struggling.
Where she live?
The ladies love
Toluca
him.
Lake.
Toluca.
Yeah.
The ladies love Drew.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We all do.
Well, we love you guys. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you guys.
We love
Honestly.
you too, man. I
Yeah.
really do miss you guys. But it's been like 8 years or something since I've
Long
seen
time,
you. It's
baby.
crazy.
I know.
So sooner next time.
Anytime.
Have to.
Always-
love you guys.
always
Thanks for
welcome.
coming in.
Bye.
Thank you guys.